jotting things down in my notebook. Then this happened. Then this happened. Then this happened. When did that happen? That was today. Today is when all that happened.
Sound like a 4-year-old talking to your parents.
And then he went on stage, and then he hit his chest, and then his hand went out, but it went out diagonally. Not good. Not good. And then Mark Zuckerberg was there, and he was looking at her boobs.
And I saw the boobs.
And I saw the boobs. She only had her underwear on under her jacket.
Okay, Timmy.
Yeah. And it wasn't even just the business people, because some of the people who are in politics also showed up in shorts. To the inauguration in the front row, and Theo Von's chair broke.
And he fell down.
And Logan Paul was there, and Jake Paul was there. It's like, okay, we can't take this kid's word for anything. This kid is obviously a liar.
Obviously,
a kid is a liar. If one of my children explained to me everything that happened yesterday, I would just go, oh, my children are liars. I've got a little liar kid that I've got to deal with. Maybe he's got to see a guidance counselor or something, because he's making up stories for attention. Almost all of these things could never have possibly happened. Yet here we are. And then Lee Greenwood was shilling Bibles. Oh, you mean proud to be an American, Lee Greenwood? Okay. All right, Timmy. It was a wild day. That's all it was. Kid Rock did his Ball with the Bod Trump remix. I don't even know where to begin. I will say, I am glad that finally, after everybody saw what was going on, everybody was complaining, and light has been shed upon the darkness. It is good that finally, big tech is no longer in the government's pocket.
That was a close one.
Oh, yeah. You see Tim Apple front and center up there?
Front row.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He got his hair cut for it and everything. Tim Apple was right up there. I mean, it is funny. Everybody thought that they were, I think, I don't know, 8 years ago, everybody thought they were going to beat the system because they were these rich guys, and then the world happened, and now it seems like everybody's just like, you know what? This feels like the winning side. I better just fall in line. And everybody, one after the other, is falling in line. It's a wild thing to see. So who do we have up there in the front row? Bezos, Elon, Zuck. Tim Apple was there in the same row with them?
Yeah.
And that's Sam Altman, who does OpenAI.
Then you've got, I know the CEO of TikTok was there. Front row.
Perfect, front row. Wait a minute.
And
I
the
thought TikTok,
CEO of Google.
Perfect. Yeah. Not just Google, that's all. I thought TikTok was a bad guy.
What?
That's silly, huh?
No. That was over the weekend when Biden was still in charge.
Remember in the Republican debates when they were literally going, you can't vote for this person for president. They have TikTok.
Nope.
Are you sure?
I don't remember that happening at all.
I think I watched debates and they said Nikki Haley is a bad person. Her daughter is on TikTok. Somebody in her house has a TikTok account.
They were probably talking about like she's a bad parent. Like kids shouldn't be on TikTok.
I think they specifically brought up the Chinese, but I don't remember for sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It was a wild day, as we all kind of knew it would be. It started the night before. That's when, so we found out last week who some of the musical guests. By the way, phone lines are open, 866-969-1969, if you want to help us try to make sense of this. And I'm looking at this like I'm just going to try to bring you guys up to speed with everything that I saw, because just trying to keep track of what I was keeping track of, I was like, no normal person could consume this much information in a single day. And not to say it's because it's like so hard to figure out. It's just a lot. So I guess the lineup of musicians, a lot of them, there was a rally on Sunday night.
Yes.
And it was, I guess a rally, but more like a celebration.
Yeah, it was a victory
rally.
thing.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of the performers, we saw the Village People.
Kid Rock.
But then I think Snoop played something else.
He played a crypto thing.
Yeah.
Perfect. It is cool to see Everybody connected with the Trump organization, slowly rolling out. Everybody's getting their own meme coins.
Everybody.
Did we invest in the Trump coin?
And then
Melania coin? Yep. Didn't whoever did the prayer or something, doesn't he also now have a coin as well? That's good. That's good. I see all this. I see it going up from a financial. Look, I think I do need to say this legally. I'm not a financial advisor or a fiduciary, just so everybody is aware. However, as just a common man, I get the money out of my kids' colleges, out of the accounts for their college, and I put it into. I got my son into Trump coin, my daughter into Melania coin.
That's good.
Obviously, yeah. So we're gonna have our pick of the litter when it comes to schools. Trust me. All right, so at this rally, Trump did. He was there, and he gave his speech, and it was almost like, okay, who's gonna follow Trump? That's got to be impossible. And I think Trump made the choice.
We'll make America safe again.
Oh, Massa.
And we will make America great
there it
again.
Is.
Thank you very much.
Do the line.
Thank you very much. What a great victory for everybody. Thank you, America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I guess the night's over.
There it is. Let's all go home. This is me going to the parking lot right now, trying to... Oh, wrong cue?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. This is me running back to see if I can get my spot again. I'm not getting my car out of the parking lot. No way. It couldn't be. They're in costume. They're in full regalia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, even the guy in the assless chaps is there. Wow. The construction guy is there. They're doing their spin. Oh, it's live.
It's live.
They're not even lip sync.
No.
Oh, man. And Trump has decided to stay on stage. He's just standing on stage. Right. Oh, he's doing it. Dance. He's doing it. Go back to the wide shot. Look at the construction worker.
What a bulge on the construction worker.
Oh, yeah.
Big bulge on the construction worker. There he is. He's doing the dance with the actual village people.
He knows what he's doing.
There's a man dressed in a very, very stereotypical Native American outfit dancing next to him as he's doing the Trump dance. I like that he's too cool to actually do the YMCA letters, but he will give him the Trump meme dance.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the people want.
They do want that.
Yeah.
Look, you can...
He had to wear jeans, the assless chaps guy.
Well, yeah, because his ass was showing. and look, usually calling them assless chaps bothers me because by definition, all chaps have no ass. But when it's the village people, I think you do specifically have to say assless chaps. He's still on stage. He's just standing there. He's like, I'm going to enjoy these. I mean, look, this would be like if Jack White brought Meg out and the White Stripes were just performing for me. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to stand on stage with you guys. This is amazing. He's so happy, too.
It's his favorite band.
He loves this band. That's what I came to terms with yesterday. I realized as I'm watching all this stuff, I thought that he always played YMCA because he thought it was like just a stadium anthem, very American, arena rock, like every
You think this is arena rock?
YMCA is totally arena rock.
Yeah, all right.
Every time I've been to an arena, they play YMCA. Sports games, they play YMCA. And they always play YMCA. They love playing YMCA.
And where are sports?
In arenas.
In arenas.
And the whole arena, they do the letters. This is arena. I thought that's... He was just going for it. And I realized yesterday, I think the Village People is just his favorite band. Legit. Like, legit. You know, this is not...
Everyone doing the Trump dance.
They are. They've decided... You know, by the way, you've got a strong hold of your audience when they're foregoing the YMCA to do your dance instead. And he's just standing there.
Loves it.
He's one of the village. There he
home.
goes. There he goes. There he goes. He's doing the Trump dance. I feel like the Village People now are the cowboy, the construction worker, the Indian, the police officer, whoever the lead singer is, because he's also kind of a police officer.
Motorcycle guy?
The motorcycle police officer and the president is also one of the Village People. So
right.
the way I came to terms, I was like, okay, so he had him at the victory rally, right? And then they do the ball. What's going on here? Trump saluting the assless chaps. he's appreciating
thanking him for his service,
right? Of the guy in the assless chaps of the Village People. It says USA on the back of his vest. Very patriotic in his assless chaps.
And he's got a flag bandana in his ass.
Right, in his ass. It's sticking right out of his bum hole. So the reason I go, wait a minute, this is just this guy's favorite band, is because then they do the ball. You know, I don't remember what the ball is called, but they do the ball. I think this is where it was.
I think it's the inauguration ball?
The inauguration ball, where everybody wears their tuxes and they have a dance and everything.
What a long day.
It's such a long day, and he just decided to say, I couldn't believe how he had multiple different locations for signing executive orders, and everything had to be done on camera. First, he was signing executive orders in an arena, like it was an attraction. It was part of the show. And then he was like, there's more executive orders to sign. Let's go to the Oval Office, bring the cameras. You can all ask me questions while I sign all these orders. But before we get there, I'm getting ahead of myself. He's throwing out his executive order pens to the crowd that has entered the arena to watch him sign executive orders.
His energy is unmatched.
Trump's?
Like,
it's crazy. It's all day long.
78 years old. I don't know how he's got the energy to do all this.
Pinnacle horny goat weed.
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think that's what it is. Or either that or Stacker 2. I don't remember for sure which one it was.
Stacker 2 gets you fucking going.
It does, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you miss those days?
A couple heart palpitations, but no biggie.
Worth it.
Oh, yeah.
So he's at the ball, and I wonder what song he's going to have waiting for him at the ball with Melania there, who looked great, by the way.
Yeah. Smoke show.
And it's like, wow, you gotta show this smoke show of a wife that, like, oh yeah, I got cool music too. Plus, I'm gonna make JD and his wife stand on stage with me. Let's pick something we can all enjoy. And what song did Trump choose? Let's hear it. And he's dancing. But now, okay, can you pause for a moment? Trump is holding a ceremonial sword. You know, this is a ceremonial sword. This is not, and he's decided to use it as a prop. And he's dancing with the sword, which maybe that's the appeal. That might be the everyman appeal of President Trump, that you could criticize a lot of people will criticize this, but also, Troy, I'll ask you, if YMCA is playing and you're holding a sword, isn't every temptation to dance with the sword?
I'm dancing with the sword.
and that's what President Trump decided to do a dance with the sword and look out to the crowd with a expression on his face as if to say, yeah, I know how cool this looks. Let's look at him. I mean,
meanwhile, the
military
woman in the background just has to keep a straight face.
The officers the military officers are standing there straight-faced at attention like they're the Queen's guards at Buckingham Palace, and Trump is swiveling his hips.
Now he's acting almost like it's a golf club.
Right, well, yeah, he's pretending, and he's blowing kisses. Blow them kisses! He's blowing kisses to the crowd as he's playing with the sword, swinging it around. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If you go back to the middle, there is a moment where I believe, and this is just my thought, I believe Trump considers using the sword as a phallus and thinks against it.
Okay.
I do believe that as he was swinging it around, he was like, this would be funny if I did it, and then thought better of it.
At Marine Corps weddings, they're commonly used to slap
right there,
the bride's
right there,
ass.
right there,
You're right.
Slap the ass, right there. he almost used it as a phallus and then thought against
Right.
it, which is smart. You know,
There.
right there. And then he was like, "Let me just do a chop instead," because he felt he had that same vibe as the Marine Corps wedding.
Yeah, after she walks through the little bridge of swords, the last one comes down and gives her a little rap on the rump.
Yeah, he wants to be the last one. He likes that one. He likes that tradition. Melania has heard this song so many times. She knows. She's so happy for him. It would be like if
She's like, that goddamn song again.
it would be like if I was running for president, or if I became president and I just made them play Thunder Kiss 65 everywhere that I went. Dun, 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 dun. Are we all together on this?
again?
But everybody would have to pretend like I also love Thunder Kiss 65. Yeah, this is perfect. James. Oh, he's right in the center of it in D.C. What's up, James?
Well, you spoiled me over the years. Every time I see Senator Klobuchar, I think of the snow and her speech, back then. And they had it inside, the swearing in, so as a ranking member, she introduced everybody as she went through the teleprompter, but she went through a lame joke. When she talked about the Supreme Court justice, she goes, "Yeah, all 9 are here. I counted them, I know." And it was real quick, but I thought of you guys.
Just because she always wants to get a little something in. Like, she a little personality.
I can't help but see her and think of Sam Roberts and Snowballs.
Well, a lot of people do. Thank you, James. Yeah, it was real funny watching that inauguration, like the swearing-in ceremony, because you just knew how many people were furious about being there. Like the fact that Senator Klobuchar, after everything, is the one who's having to, like, start the thing off and address everybody and speak at this thing. Watching Hillary Clinton get introduced, like watching all of the enemies of Trump get introduced. I would love it if I had a bunch of enemies and they all had to come out for me. I mean, that'd be like Mike Pence coming out. I was laughing. Mike Pence walking out. He doesn't want to be there. But what are you going to say? I'm not showing up to the inauguration? It's not going to happen. So you have Mike Pence. You had Hillary. Klobuchar had to speak. Kamala was in the audience with Doug. And Doug looked pissed off about the whole thing. Which,
the fun's over for him.
Well, I get it, yeah.
And now he just has to go home and be bossed around.
Yep.
And Trump was mean to his wife, too. And he's like, shouldn't I say something? No, honey, don't say anything. So he did get sworn in as president. This was the moment, the history-making moment. What is he now? This counts as 2, right? So he gets to be the 47th president?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
I did not know that's what the J stood for. No clue.
Also, this person
that I
filmed
will
with their
faithfully execute
That I will faithfully execute
the
People are still
office
doing
of
that?
President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
I mean,
Barron looked like a tall drink of water.
Barron looking like a tall drink of water, hair slicked back, ready to go. Joe, like that moment right there, okay? You see the whole layout that we're looking at right now. There's a moment. He shakes President Biden's hand, and then he moves over to his family, and it's as big of an About Schmidt moment as I've ever seen. Joe's like, I had a couple ideas, I wanted to run by you. If
Where's my stuff?
just some, if you want to, you got to go out behind the White House. It's in boxes. Yeah, it feels like he's ready. Like, we're gonna have another conversation, right? And Trump's like, no, we're done here. We're all set. I'm gonna talk to my family now. You see the body energy with Joe still kind of looking at him, and Trump like back to him. So a lot of people though had a lot to say, because when Trump was sworn in, he didn't have his hand on the Bible. They said. So I don't know for sure if it counts. It counts like a little.
I think he's like kind of president, but really not.
Yeah, no hand on the Bible. So, and he said, remember when he said Lion Ted? He said one hand on the Bible, the other hand is, yeah. So, yeah, I think he forgot.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I don't think he did that on purpose. I think he forgot. I don't think because why would he do it on purpose? Like, what is he? The idea that like, oh, I might do some bad things, but I don't want God to find out. I don't think Trump's worried about that. Plus, he's already read.
Right.
He's read both books, cover to cover. Loves them.
Loves them both. No notes.
No notes. Yeah, this is perfect. Actually, the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Art of the Deal are my 3 favorites. Yeah. Do you think that there was anything to that? I think he just totally forgot. I think he spaced.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, you see, it's funny, all these like super Christians that are like,
yeah, he didn't even put his hand on the Bible.
yeah, they're like defending it. Oh, well, you're not supposed to swear on the Bible. It's not good to do that.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they have excuses of why he didn't do it. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he forgot.
So are they, the people who are like, you're not supposed to swear on the Bible, are they like furious every time anyone is a witness in a courtroom ever?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because it happens like multiple times a day. No, it was interesting. And I know that, too, that it was disappointing for Mr. Lee Greenwood. Did you see Lee Greenwood was at the victory rally? Because Trump loves the Lee Greenwood song, Proud to be an American. Great song. And he was, he had his own thoughts about the swearing-in ceremony. You know, they did a piece on Lee Greenwood on the, what's his name show, who used to be on The Daily Show on HBO.
John Oliver?
Yeah, on the John Oliver show about how Lee Greenwood loves to sell Bibles. And I was like, he's probably exaggerating. You know, sometimes John Oliver just focuses on the negative. And then I was watching Fox News. I was watching Lee Greenwood before the inauguration, and this is what Lee Greenwood had to say.
What a privilege. And here we are inside the Capitol Arena. We stepped out of the snow. It's nice and dry in here. And there's electric excitement inside this arena. And as you said, when Donald Trump puts his hand on the Bible and swears the oath to take care of the country, and he's the 47th president of the United States, I'm hoping it'll be this Bible, which is released tomorrow as a tribute to Donald Trump, the 47th president. It's GodBlessUSABible.com. There are only going to be 5,000 of these. And I know he's going to take the oath by putting his hand on several Bibles. He might do this one as well.
Nope.
What? You know, Lee, when I teased earlier that, hey, maybe Lee will sing us out in a bit when he joins us, a viewer wrote in and said, no, he needs to save his boys for inauguration. So we'll let you decide on that front. But meantime, Lee, if I could just ask you, I mean, this has just been an incredible journey.
So Lee tried to move some Bibles, and I'm sure he did. But it's probably not great for business that not only did he not put his hand on a Lee Greenwood Bible, he didn't put his hand on any of the Bibles. No, well, I had said that, but I didn't want him to put his hand on a Bible anyway, by the way. Definitely not mine, which is available now. That's the God Bless the USA Bible. That's not the Trump God Bless the USA Bible.
I don't see it on the website. Probably sold out already.
Maybe it's sold out. I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, that
doesn't look like a recent picture.
That's the God Bless the USA Bible. Troy, is that the Bible you use, the God Bless the USA Lee Greenwood Bible?
That one and the Trump Bible.
you already have a copy.
I have. Yeah.
That was smart. You're on the advanced list?
Yes.
You're a Patreon member. You get
we got first dibs.
Yeah, that's right. Mike in Florida. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, Sammy? Are you happy? You feeling excited?
Listen. We got a lot to talk about today, Mike, and that makes my job a little easier. So, there's that.
It sure does. Well, you're burying the lead here. The inauguration was yesterday. It's time to look forward. We got a major weather system happening. Mm-hmm. We got a blizzard coming to the Gulf of America right now.
Okay.
Come on, man, get on this.
No, you're right. Was that executive order? That was one of them that was signed officially yesterday, right? That we are actually getting the Gulf of America?
We are definitely getting the Gulf of America, and I had to explain to my children several times who didn't really. They're like, "So wait, do we got to buy new maps now, or are we going to get a new map in school?" I was like, I don't know. I think he's just being an asshole and rubbing in people's faces, but I really have no idea where this is going to go.
Yeah, here's what you have to wonder though: if the schools don't immediately update their textbooks, are they going to get accused of indoctrinating the children to still believing it's the Gulf of Mexico?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking, what would happen if you're on a flight? Is the pilot going to be like, hey, everybody, if you look out, we're going to be flying over the Gulf of America now? Is that going to trigger people? Are people going to be pissed? Well, it's going to be a weird thing.
It is going to be weird, and you're going to be able to feel exactly where the pilots stand, because some of them are going to hesitate, the Gulf of America, and then there's going to be another pilot that says, the Gulf of America. And you're going to know.
Hell yeah.
You're going to know.
Good stuff. All right, take care, boys.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah. Mike's having a day. Dan in New Hampshire.
Rock hard.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, dude?
Great day for MAGA people.
Yeah, it is.
I'm loving it. Loving it.
You are.
Anyway, the reason that Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible is because Melania or John Roberts got into it very quickly, and Melania didn't even have time to get up there. So he probably just, if she was standing there, he would have put his hand on the Bible.
Oh, so Melania is supposed to hold the Bibles? That's how it's supposed to work?
She was, yeah.
Yes, she brings up the Bible, but John Roberts started so quickly.
I wonder if it was sabotage.
Probably.
Thank you, Dan.
Petty liberal shit that they do.
By the way, I love this is where we're at, Dan. I love that I could just make it up off the top of my head. I wonder if it was sabotage, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, it was sabotage."
Well, I'm a New York City kid. My wife is a Brexit member, so this is like a really emotional day for interracial MAGA people. So, okay. I'm very, very, very happy.
Good for you. Good for you, buddy.
Don't be condescending.
I'm not. Hey, man, this is just. Unfortunately, I was born with a condescending tone.
Evan Rosen, whatever, from the Michael K. show. It's probably a terrible day for you and Travis. But
Travis,
for us, it's
awesome. Sulking.
I told you know what. I'm going to tell you the truth. Dan.
I live in the land of the free.
Jim McClure sat us down this morning before the show, and he told Travis under no circumstance was he allowed to cry on the air. That's what he told Travis.
That's why my mic is on.
He does sound pretty salty, to be honest.
He is. Yeah, and by the way, he's usually never smug at all. So,
well, have fun in my home city in New York. I left under De Blasio, and man, it was a shithole then. And every time I go back, I don't miss it. It sucks. Fucking dog shit city.
No, you're right. New Hampshire rules. Thank you, Dan.
Vegas, baby.
Match Vegas. Thank you, Dan.
Have a good one, guys.
I love that. You got to be an idiot to live in New York. Manchester, New Hampshire is where it's at. It's beautiful this time of year, I hear. So we got Lee Greenwood unfortunately disappointed. And then, of course, I think the moment of the speech that everybody was highlighting was Trump. And this was an interesting speech for Trump because he did multiple speeches yesterday. And all the other ones were very off the cuff, very Trumpian. But for whatever reason, he decided that the swearing in speech should be a prompter speech. Now, later in the day, he did say that he preferred his rambling speeches to the prompter speech that he did. And I'm sure there are some, too, because there was nothing about Pelosi in this one. There was none of the fun go-tos. He didn't get to introduce the Village People, nothing like that. But he did. This was kind of his big moment, I think.
My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
All right. Which I didn't know that we were in a full decline, but if it's over, that's good news.
It's over.
I mean, it's not been great.
I mean, it's been pretty good. I haven't had a bad time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you think about it, I mean have you ever had a bad time?
Eggs are pretty expensive.
Eggs are so expensive.
Oh, is that what he's talking about mainly?
Yeah. And gas.
Oof, gas. Yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't been driving in as much, so it hasn't hurt as bad as it did, but it did hurt.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Last 4 years have not been good.
No. He's right.
Eggs-wise, you mean?
Just all wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're back, though. That's good.
You think that was the decline?
Yeah. The decline is over.
Okay.
Now eggs are going back to a normal price.
Eggs, I think, are still the same price as they were.
Well, he's got to get in, and it's only been a day.
Well, he said, too, he did tell one of the reporters it's only been half a day.
Right.
So his day one promises he's still got a little bit of time before. And you
got to get all the important stuff done on day one. Eggs can wait.
Eggs can. I do like, though, because the swearing in happened at noon. So, like, in the evening yesterday, when he had all the reporters in the Oval Office, and they were like, well, you said you were going to do this on day one. he said it's only been half a day because it started at noon.
Day one starts tomorrow.
Yeah. So we still got a few hours for sure. Okay, all right. So we're thinking cheaper eggs, pretty quick.
God, I hope so.
I'm waiting until this weekend to go buy eggs.
Yeah,
that's really smart.
Yeah.
When do we get Panama back?
I think pretty soon.
That's ours now.
It may be, wasn't it? Was it because I thought the Gulf of Mexico, Panama was going to be one kind of fell swoop. And do we get to rename it? I mean, we did the most famous thing about Panama is that song Panama, right?
That's a great song,
and it's like that kind of should be ours, and maybe that should be the anthem for it.
I couldn't agree more.
Would you consider moving to Panama if you knew it was an American territory and that was the anthem?
If you want to move the show down there, I would definitely consider it.
Get to wear those hats.
That's true. That's a great point. Yeah, I did see that. Speaking of day one, it's always very interesting to see what happens on day one and what happens on the last, whatever the last day is, what Biden was doing on his last day, right? And the pardons are always so fascinating to me. Like, Trump pardoned everybody from the Capitol from January 6th.
Oh, yeah.
He just signed a thing.
1,000 people or
Yeah,
something?
he was like, anybody. They were like, half a pardon? He goes, full pardon! Everybody's full pardoned. It's enough with the jail. And everybody goes, that's outrageous. Except yesterday, Biden is just pardoning people. And I didn't know you could pardon people, like, for any potential crimes. You know, like,
well, this is new territory,
right? So this is unusual because it felt unusual.
This
when
is
I
incredibly
saw it.
unusual.
Okay,
it's not the greatest end to an already
shaky
sus presidency.
Would you say that Biden's presidency was somewhat sus?
Oh, it was very sus.
Would he have a sussy presidency?
Yeah, some would say it was skibbity
sussy presidency.
Yep.
So yeah,
this is wild.
He pardoned everyone in his family.
Yep.
In case they did any crimes.
Just in case.
And he said specifically, listen, don't you turn a mountain or a molehill into a mountain or whatever. He said, I'm not saying they did anything.
But if they did.
But if, they're good to go. Also, Dr. Fauci, by the way, did not do anything.
But
if he did, he's also good to go. A
little weird, right?
Well, yeah, to be like, because I think it's, now, the way I read the pardon. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm trying to figure out what this even means. Mm-hmm. It says that it's up to when the pardon is signed.
Right.
Because I was wondering, can they go do crimes now?
No.
And be pardoned for them?
No, you still have to behave.
It would be, right? If you were like, is there maybe like a week buffer? Like a 1 week where it's
like a forever pardon?
Something like that. Or maybe it'd be great if he gave him a heads up, just so you know, on the 19th or the morning of the 20th even. I'm going to sign up just in case pardon. So if you want to spend the next week doing some shoplifting, assaults, whatever you want to do. Oh, wait, no. They have to be nonviolent crimes.
Nonviolent.
So
steal.
You can steal a lot.
Supermarket sweep.
Oh, yeah.
You can already do that, though.
That's true. That's true. So, yeah, Mr. President, I've been shoplifting for the last 4 years. You can do it easy now. I don't know. Oh.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. What are the nonviolent crimes then? Yeah, he let his family and Dr. Fauci and a couple of other people off the hook for anything. This issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as an acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing. No, why would anybody jump to that conclusion? Nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt to any offense. No, why would it be? Why would it be? Our nation owes these public servants a debt of gratitude for their tireless commitment to our country. That's right. And sometimes you get a Medal of Freedom. Sometimes you get a Purple Heart. Sometimes you get a just-in-case pardon. That's a thing. What do we do to honor our people that served us well? Just pardon them in case anybody digs up anything. Just pardon them. Yeah, it's a while. And also, I will be taking no questions because I'm not the president anymore.
And didn't he schedule his brother's pardon for right after the inauguration?
That's great.
But it was retro. Like it was signed earlier in the day, obviously,
but it doesn't count.
It wasn't announced until like
the swearing in.
Talking.
Yeah. By the way, while he's talking, I should also mention my brother's good to go
because we didn't know about his brother early in the morning, like we knew about Fauci and the January 6th committee.
Right.
And then like later it was like, oh, also my brother, so don't.
I mean, like everything is so nuts. So the people who went into jail for January 6th got pardoned.
Yeah.
Also, the people that put the people in jail for January 6th got pardoned.
Yeah.
And so it's like Men in Black, forget about it. January 6th never happened.
Nope.
Pardon everybody.
Everyone that's involved on each side.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Everybody's got a pardon, whether they did a crime or not.
It's a mulligan.
Doesn't matter. Everybody's got a pardon. We all fucked up that day.
That was a wild day.
It was a wild day. We handled it wrong. And let's be 100% honest. You could talk to everybody that has a website that's at the inauguration. A lot of us didn't think this guy would be back. We are really trying to retrace our steps now. Yeah,
he pardoned his brother.
Okay.
His brother's wife.
What does brother's wife do?
Don't know.
The answer is nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. What are you talking about? Nothing. His sister and her husband and another brother.
What does brother-in-law do?
Nothing.
Oh.
Because of concerns about baseless and politically motivated investigation.
Sure.
But they did nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if... listen.
It's insane.
Do you get a copy of the paper if you get a pardon? Like, do you get the certificate?
Oh, yeah, probably. Like physical? When you complete like an online driving course or something?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Like, it would be great in my home. I mean, I don't even know where my diploma is, but if I found my diploma from Syracuse, if I framed my diploma from Syracuse and right next to it my presidential pardon,
I would absolutely frame that.
Right, and then people are like, "What's that pardon for?" And I go, "It's just in case."
Yeah, that's a just in case.
By the way, I didn't do anything. It's just, and it says right there, by taking it, I'm not admitting to anything. But if you get me on something, I do have a pardon for it.
I just took it because it's inappropriate to refuse a gift.
I mean, it's for the president.
Yeah.
He did not pardon Dr.
Yeah. Jake in California. What's up, Jake?
Yeah, I just wanted to say those pardons are only for federal crimes. You can't. That's why Trump could not pardon himself for the New York case because it's federal crimes, and they prosecuted him as state crimes. So anything that Biden pardoned for is only for potential federal crimes.
Oh boy. Well, hopefully that's what they did.
So you can still go shoplifting and go to jail. But
Shit. Gotcha.
You can go, do an Iran nuke deal and you end up in prison. So.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Good to know. Good clarification. Thank you very much, Jake. Matt in D.C.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, just toss out there, he did not pardon Dr. Jill.
Well, he said, actually, there was a quote that said, well, Dr. Jill didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think, look, Dr. Jill was waiting for her pardon, and he's like, no, we ran out of paper. Sorry.
The printer, it's at it. I'll get you next time.
Trump threw all the markers out into the audience. I can't sign any more pardons. There's nothing I can do. Sorry, Jill. You're going to jail for this. Thank you, Matt. That's a good point. So yeah, then he had all the celebrities, of course, at the inauguration. You had a lot of course, the tech people who we were just talking about. I did see the photo. So Jeff Bezos went with his beautiful fiance, and his fiance was like, Jeff, should I wear this jacket? And he was like, yes. And she was like, okay, what should I wear under it? And he was like, nothing, just the jacket. So she showed up in like a bustier, I would say.
Lace. It's lingerie.
Yeah, like a lace bustier, lingerie, that she probably got on Amazon with a jacket over it. And this is... Man. So this is the problem that I have. Everybody's giving poor Mark Zuckerberg a tough time because Mark Zuckerberg got caught looking at them things. Okay? They're all like, everybody's around, it's Bezos, it's the fiance, it's Zuckerberg sitting in the front row. And Zuckerberg is locked on, laser focused, staring at them things.
That's the thing. You're not supposed to wear a bra as a top.
No, you're really not supposed to. And it is almost like, well, I know I shouldn't be gawking, especially in an inauguration ceremony, but also you're supposed to wear a shirt under the blazer.
Yeah, I don't think he expected to go there and see some titties.
A bosom?
I don't think so either, but honestly, this is the Trump inauguration. What did you think you were going to get?
Exactly.
Like, there's going to be some titties.
Everyone was overdressed.
I thought so. Yeah, I saw
Except Fetterman.
That front row between Jeff Bezos' fiance wearing lingerie under her blazer. And then you go down, you're like, this is so distasteful. The Democrats would never. And then at the end of the front row, Fetterman is sitting there in his dirty hoodie and shorts, his Carhartt hoodie and sweat shorts. He looks, insane.
He looks homeless.
Someone said he looks like like when you go downstairs to get something to drink when your parents have friends over.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what that is? It's when you don't realize that your roommate or your parents had a sleepover, and then you wake up in the morning and you walk in the room. It's like when your sister brings over her new husband, and then you wake up in the morning thinking you're comfortable in your house and don't realize this man that you just met is sitting in your kitchen.
Oh, I didn't know you all were going to be here.
Right.
Do you think he had a morning erection under there?
Oh, he definitely did.
Oh, today's the inauguration.
Right. What are you wearing tomorrow? Probably the same thing I slept in.
Same thing I wore today.
Yeah, I just got the one outfit.
Listen, we're lucky that we have a job where we can pretty much wear.
If any of you dressed like that, I would complain. I wouldn't complain to you. I'd be mad enough that I would complain to McClure and say, if I'm going to tell you right now, if anyone in this room shows up dressed, and I mean the shorts. I'm offended by shorts. I hate shorts to work. I'm offended by them. I'm offended by Fetterman wearing shorts to the inauguration. If you guys ever get a talking to from McClure, noting that you were dressed inappropriately like John Fetterman, just know that's not McClure talking to you. That came from me.
That came from you?
Yes.
There's one person in the world that I find shorts at work to be acceptable for, and he no longer works here.
Who, Michael Jordan?
No, Roland.
Roland somehow pulled it off.
Roland somehow was like, yeah, that's fine.
Roland pulled off shorts at work.
Because he also didn't wear a coat in the winter.
So. He didn't wear a coat. His T-shirts had holes in them. But he always smelled good. So it was like...
amazing. He had his own special concoction for his laundry detergent.
Honestly, if Roland's our old talent booker who mumbled and wore shorts. If Roland showed up to the inauguration, I would expect to see him in shorts and a Bruce Springsteen T-shirt. And I wouldn't be offended by that. I don't know what it is. Roland is a magical man. But this Fetterman, I was like, he shouldn't.
Big and fat guys love wearing shorts. I think they don't like the cloth around their legs.
Is it hot, or is it because the legs are thick?
I think it's both. I think it's just comfortable. I think they're just not bigger guys are not comfortable in pants.
I wonder if it's because to get a waist size as large as you would need, you end up, especially because Fetterman has kind of skinny legs, you end up with a wide-legged pant and you don't like the look. Like you roll up like you got Jenkos on, but the waist is snug.
I struggle to find pants that fit because I'm short and I have a robust posterior.
And you got them quads too.
Yeah, so it's difficult to find a pair where the width and the length are adequately matched.
Right. You got those little legs, but you got the glutes.
Yeah.
I see. And you're not going to stop squatting.
No, of course not.
No. But you do it, is the point. You find them. You find pants.
It's very hard. Sometimes what you have to do is buy a couple sizes up in the waist and then get them taken in.
Wow. So you have to go to a tailor because you got to have enough room. And they go, do you want us to take the seat in? And you go, no, I do not.
No, they do the measurement. They know what's up as soon as they start.
Yeah, you're what's keeping the tailor industry in business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton has the opposite problem.
Go ahead.
He used to have to buy his jeans at the Old Navy women's section because he has such a thin waist.
I see.
And he's talked about it before.
And then all his jeans would end up with flares at the bottom. Yes. And who wants that? No, I mean, there's just no way that Fetterman can't get one suit made. You go to a tailor, you have them make you a suit. It fits your body.
No.
Charge the state. I'm sure you could expense it to the state.
Yeah.
It's free to you. Because he's like...
That's his thing. He's such an idiot.
You think so?
Oh, I'm so tired of him.
Because he wears the hoodie and the shorts as like almost like people have like a what's it called, like a mental health dog or something,
yeah, like
right?
a support animal.
Support animal.
Yeah.
Is that right? Like he said that.
Yeah. But this is like when you print out your support animal certificate online and it's not real.
So when we brought that dog to Buffalo Wild Wings because you could just get the vest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The way he dresses, it's like taking advantage of the system.
That's right.
I'm a pro Fetterman guy myself, actually.
Oh,
he's a Reading, Pennsylvania guy. So
you don't have to like everyone from Reading.
But do you think he's doing Reading a justice? Do you think he's doing Reading a service by showing up in shorts and a hoodie?
That guy you're seeing right there, is very Reading, Pennsylvania.
You know what? There is something charming that you can take the guy out of Reading, but you can't take the Reading out of the guy.
Exactly.
He's got a wad of Al's Diamond dollars in his pocket.
That's right. Shout out Al's Diamond Cabaret.
You know what? There is a charm to that.
Absolutely.
No charm.
You don't think so?
No, he looks like an idiot. And he knows he looks different, and he likes it.
He does like...
It's like, no, this is my thing.
Yeah, he does like being the one who's doing that. I mean, even the celebs wore suits. I saw like Joe Rogan was there wearing a suit. The Paul brothers were there. Conor McGregor was there. He was scamming on Logan Paul's mom. Did you see that?
Yes.
Cuddling up to Logan Paul's mom. So Conor McGregor, I wouldn't want, like, because it's a joke, but then it's not a joke anymore. You know what I mean? Like, Conor McGregor would be the guy who takes it too far. Like, he would take your mom back to a hotel room and still going like, no, it's a joke. And your mom would be like, yeah, we're joking around. And you're like, well, why do you have to go to the hotel room? I don't understand. Yeah, see? Logan Paul's mom, and she's into it. I mean, Conor's a charming guy. He's got that brogue. He's a young guy. He's in great shape.
You said Conor's a young guy?
Compared to his Logan Paul's mom. Sure. Yeah.
I like that they were all on the same bus together.
I mean, the fact that that's how you know that people want to go to this inauguration. When was the last time that Conor McGregor, both of the Paul brothers, Theo Vaughn, they're just all getting onto a coach bus that's full? Not a tour bus, a coach bus like it's a field trip. I mean, it's the nice field trip. It's the end of year field trip, but still a field trip.
Yeah. You want to see this?
And Theo showed up. It looks like he got his mullet freshened up for the event, which is great.
This is Theo telling Conor to lay off the Paul mom.
Hands up, Pam.
Yo, that's crazy. That's my mom.
Couple best friends.
I mean, you're going to the inauguration of the President of the United States, and you're making jokes about Conor McGregor trying to have sex with your mom.
Looks like it was a great time.
It looks like a party.
It looks so fun.
Everything about this looks fun.
And then did you see what happened to Theo while he was sitting at the inauguration?
I did.
Poor Theo. I mean, by the way, the rise of Theo Vaughn is one of my favorite things. It's incredible. It really is incredible. I watched this guy on Road Rules. Okay?
That's how I know him.
Yes. He's the dude from Road Rules.
And by the way, isn't one of Trump's cabinet members, what's his face, from Real World Boston?
Rachel or Sean?
No, Sean.
No, Sean Duffy, right?
Yeah, like he's in the cabinet now.
And his wife is Rachel from the Real World, too. And she's like in this world. But like Theo is still the same guy.
He's exactly the same guy. That's the difference, is that Sean from the Real World has assimilated into that
political
culture.
Yeah, whereas Theo is still like
the exact same person.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Theo's asking Pauly Shore how far people can see.
How far can people see? I mean, there was a time not that long ago where as an interviewer on a show, you're like, you can't ask the president about doing cocaine. It'll blacklist you. Or it'll get you invited to his inauguration.
I mean, that clip is just epic.
It's epic. And I think also Trump is aware of now, especially, he's looking at the result of that election. I think it probably went even better for him than he thought it was going to go. And I think he's going like, these podcast guys are very powerful. These podcast guys have an insane reach that I really think people still haven't fully grasped. And I think that's why, like, one of the Who's the guy? What's the podcast that Stymie and all those guys are on? Dana White loves them. Full Send. The guy from the Full Send podcast was there too.
Was he?
Yeah.
Now, I can't tell. Was this the overflow room or did they actually get in?
Okay, that's a great question. I don't know. It was weird that the inauguration was done inside. It was just a weird look. You're used to seeing it, outside.
I don't remember it ever not being outside.
Me neither. And like the whole field of people.
But it was apparently just too cold.
And I think there was some security.
There were probably some security concerns. They were like, look, we fucked up Pennsylvania. Who's to say?
SNL's joke was their guy that was Trump said that they had to do it inside because too many people.
Too many people.
Yeah, I don't know, to tell you the truth, if this is the overflow room or if this is the room.
Yeah.
Because, there were people that didn't make the room, right? Like the the overflow room. Oh, boy. Speaking of all of this, are you okay?
It's a little early for me.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we try to make sense of everything that's going on, the God of Voice of Reason is here. Ron Bennington.
Well, thanks for...
has arrived.
I wanted to get here for the last 5 minutes of drive time.
Ron Bennington from The Bennington Show is here. We're just trying to figure out if Logan Paul and Theo Vaughn ended up in the real inauguration room or the runoff inauguration room.
There's no difference.
There isn't.
There's no difference. In Trump's America, he took your biggest gangster rapper you ever had and he turned him into a wedding DJ playing Don't Stop Believing.
Isn't that amazing?
It's something I wanted to happen in 91.
Yeah.
I'm just mad that it took this long. But that to me was the peak. This fucking guy just sitting there in front of an elderly audience. Don't stop. He doesn't even know the lyrics himself.
No.
Yes, you're right. I will be appearing at the with the New York Comedy All-Stars at the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square Wednesday, February 5th.
February 5th?
Yeah, it's always a very, very big night for comedy. Me, Joe List, Keith Robinson, Bonnie McFarlane, Robert Kelly. Yeah. We're not kidding when we say all-stars.
No, I thought you were throwing that term around loosey-goosey.
No, that's for the Major League Baseball. When I say it, I mean it. Tickets, NewYorkComedyAllStars.com.
Look at that.
NY. Yeah, look at that lineup, huh?
One night only. NYComedyAllStars.com for tickets at the Hard Rock Cafe here in New York. That's a lineup, dude.
Can I tell you something? Yeah. That everybody in New York knows the place to be is Times Square, right? Every New Yorker is like, I got to get to Times Square.
Yeah,
or
Midtown.
What am I doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be us, tourists, and a couple of stragglers.
That's right.
A couple of people trying to not run into somebody from New York. New York, Times Square is a great place to hide out if a guy from New York is looking for money. He's not going to find you there.
That's right.
But also, I wanted to say thanks for Jim McClory. He wanted me to come in today and see if you and I had any chemistry.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
He didn't tell me that.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know what we're doing, but I have a gut feeling that you guys... Are you familiar with Tom Joyner?
Yeah, of course.
The fly jock.
Yeah.
In the 80s, he would get up in the morning, do morning radio in Houston, get on a plane, fly to Chicago, and do their evening drive time, and then fly back to Houston for the next night's show.
Like you do that every day?
Every single day. Every single day he did. And I'd like to think myself as a modern day Tom Joyner. I'll come in here.
Wow.
Pick up the pace. Bring a little broadcasting to this chaos. Get on a plane, fly around the corner.
Do Bennington.
Yeah, do Bennington.
You would do that for us?
If the money's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If the money's right. Right now, we're going back and forth.
That's good. The negotiations, though.
The negotiations, I come in high.
You do?
That's what I like. I like to go as high as possible. Where they're like, nobody gets paid this. And I'm like, excellent. one guy's going.
One guy.
Yeah. And then I settle.
Sure.
Whatever they have, I'll do it for.
I'll gotta do it for whatever. Throw some peanuts at me. Maybe free parking.
A basket of muffins.
Sure.
To get me coming in here every day.
Sure.
But you're excited about everything that's happening with the Sieg Heil and all that stuff.
It's huge for me. Yeah. It's really big. I was waiting. It's like, can we just get to the place where that's okay again?
Finally, right? Fucking woke is done.
Right.
It's fucking Sieg Heil.
Right. It's like, because that was
that's
that to me was the problem with cancel culture. It's like these innocent gestures were just being looked at as something like they would call it. You know what they call it? They'd say hate crime.
Yeah.
I go, what does that even mean?
I didn't even know it's cancel culture.
That's what they say. This is a new sort
I
of.
swear to God, for 8 years I thought it was cancer culture. And every time someone died of cancer, I'm like, this shit has got to stop.
It's gone too far.
It's gone too far now. But, we're bringing all the words back and we're having fun with it.
Yeah.
I think one of the great things that's happened that we find out that these multi-billionaires are special needs at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Remember what Elon Musk, before he talked, everybody was like, that dude's brilliant.
He's a genius.
And now he comes running out on the stage on his tippy toes and he's jumping up and down.
Yeah. It makes you feel better because you realize, like, listen, yeah, this guy knows rockets. But we know how to function in a regular society. He hasn't gotten that. You know, like who?
No one does that.
No, I've never seen it happen.
No one does that.
It's like it's a bad imitation of a human. He has to sit there the night before going, how would a person do this?
Remember when Giuliani's kid was a little fat boy and he was on the stage?
He'd climb all over him.
Yeah, that's what Elon's doing.
Yeah.
He's got that guy's act.
Yes, he does.
But here's the thing. You said he knows everything about rockets.
I think so.
You know what's fucking interesting?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that scientist that goes around doing everybody's podcast and he's got all...
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
He says shit like, I'll go, what? What are you... That's unbelievable.
Right.
Elon Musk has never said one thing that I didn't understand. You know what I mean? He's like, we're going to go to Mars. I'm going, okay. But he doesn't explain how. He doesn't.
That's actually a great point.
Yeah.
Because I thought before all the Twitter stuff, before he was like this, cult of personality guy, I thought he was a genius because he was like, I'm going to stop traffic. I'm going to build tunnels. And I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And you know why?
Yeah.
Because I could wrap my brain around it completely.
Yeah, right.
Like there were no questions. I wasn't going, if we're under the traffic, we'll get there right away.
You didn't realize it would be a really tiny tunnel that you had to get in the back of a car. I don't know what you're supposed to do with your car while you're in the tunnel.
No, I didn't think about any of it. I just go, of course, a tunnel. It would take a genius.
By the way, don't you love this congestion pricing?
It's the best.
So good, man.
It's the best, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
Finally, the roads for the people that can afford it.
Right. Because to me, the problem was never traffic. It was the have-nots driving.
I hate them.
I do too. They always did bother me, especially now for you. I mean, with the 2 gigs you got coming up,
your mouth to God's ear.
Yeah, congestion pricing is going to be nothing for you.
I just got a text from McClure saying, I told you not to bring that up on the air.
Wow.
But that's how I negotiate. I negotiate on the air.
Yep.
Transparency is my whole thing, except for any of the Coke stuff.
We don't.
I keep that quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't put it on Instagram. All right.
You don't?
I pull the blinds down.
Smart.
It's Philly style. All right. Put the blinds down.
Smart.
Then we fucking start.
Smart. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's a good thing. But there are people that are trying to say, because we hadn't gotten there. We were leading up to that. You came in at just the right time. That Elon's Sieg Heil.
Yeah.
They were saying, well, that wasn't what that was. And when I saw a photo of just the arm extended, and I go, oh yeah, they're trying to get him. He's got a lot of enemies. Clearly, this is taken out of context. And then I watched the clip, and man, he pounds that chest hard and goes out straight diagonal. It is hard to understand what else it could be.
Yeah, the dog whistle is supposed to be just for dogs.
Yeah.
He came out with a real whistle.
Yeah, it's just a whistle. The dog's going to react, but we all heard it. Yeah, I mean, and he bites his bottom lip like, I've been waiting so long to do this. I've been wanting to do this so bad. And finally, I knew. They told me. Somebody probably told him as a joke. You know, maybe he doesn't pick up on social cues.
No, he doesn't.
Somebody probably told him as a joke, yeah, you'll be able to do that once our guy's president.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Really? I can?
Now, if you're Trump, are you like, this guy's stealing my heat? Because it's all anybody's talking about today. And it was Trump's big comeback.
It's his day.
You know, he's the comeback kid. And now it's just Elon, constantly.
I wonder if that is going to be one of those things where he brings Elon into the fold because Elon's got power, but then the spotlight starts to shift and Elon starts to get the attention and everything. He's absolutely going to get jealous of that.
I mean, you were around for when Hulk Hogan saw what was happening with Macho Man, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he wanted no part of it.
No.
And he did everything he could to destroy that.
He said, if Macho's going to win the title, let's make sure I'm in the ring. And
I'm in the ring. I'm doing it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm walking with this girl. I'm doing everything.
Right.
But Trump, too much of a big heart to have that happen. I think he's
a nice guy.
He's being taken advantage of.
You think Elon is taking advantage of Trump?
No doubt.
Yeah, his good nature.
Because, like, when people are saying that co-presidency and calling him Elania and all that.
Oh, they said that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's not trying to stop him. You know what I mean? Like, anybody else would be like, hey, we have a president.
Right.
You know what I mean? Donald J. Trump. He doesn't say that at all. He retweets.
How do you think JD feels about all this? You know, when you offer somebody the vice president, and I think JD Vance was probably like, oh, look at me, I'm going to be the number 2 guy. And I barely saw JD Vance yesterday.
It's a very good point. He's laying in wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's waiting for the right moment. But they got rid of the other guy. I can't even pronounce his name. That was supposed to be doing stuff with Elon.
Vivek.
Thank you.
Yeah, because he said he didn't like Saved by the Bell. That was why.
That was a big reason why. But also, do you think Elon likes to share? No.
And where did Vivek say he likes Saved by the Bell? On Twitter.
X. You got to call it X.
Forgot about the X thing.
It's better since it's X.
It is. You like it better.
More porn.
Yeah,
it's a lot more porn. But
true.
Accidental
Full
porn.
nipple.
You know, like you're going through and you're like, oh, there's porn here.
It is crazy that that does, like, I go to Twitter for my news and just like full penis in vagina can just show up.
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
X. Can just show up as you're scrolling through.
But you stay a while?
Well, once it's there, you know, it's hard to just, because you scroll past it and then you scroll back.
And you go, man, black people can fuck. They're very, very serious when they fuck. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I've never even seen Missionary once.
No. They're over
Never.
that.
Yeah.
They're over that. But I guess that's part of the charm of X too. Yeah. I do wonder if because Elon also loves the spotlight. Like, everything changed for Elon when he did Rogan's show, you know, and he smoked a joint a little bit, you know, and he started becoming a personality. He started to like it. He went on stage with Chappelle. He got booed.
Yeah.
But he still likes the idea of Rogan and Chappelle and the cool guys giving him the time of day.
You know that he's the one who hooked up Rogan with Trump, right? Because he announced it before. He goes, yes, Trump will do Rogan show.
Oh, he was the connective tissue.
He's the connective of everything.
Yeah.
He's the big swing, the whole thing. People driving around in their MAGA cars, those little electric MAGA cars.
I haven't seen those.
Yeah, you've seen them. They used to be called Tesla.
Gotcha.
Now he's rebranded.
Yeah, the MAGA trucks.
Even the cars are better, though. Hard Rock Johnny drives one of those.
Cybertruck?
No.
Or just the regular Tesla?
Yeah. The Cybertrucks don't work.
They don't?
They don't work.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They look great.
They look fantastic. Did you see the Sony thing? It looks like it's like flying. It's like 6 feet off the ground. I just saw it yesterday. Hopefully it's AI. Hopefully it's not real.
Because it's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. We don't need
we
to
all
be off
know.
The ground.
Look, to the young people, yeah, the future sucks. But the past was so fucking great.
Past ruled.
Yeah, Past was great.
Ruled.
And I fucking remember growing up going, I love the Past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking, nobody knows what you're doing.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. I've yet to see, like, Future has been amazing. This technology has been incredible.
Yeah.
Nothing's been better than the 90s.
90s were great, but the 80s, I didn't even know. This is how far you're away from the news.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that there was a President Reagan until 1986.
Wow.
That's how little the news you were supposed to keep up with the news.
You could just completely stay away.
Yes.
And you were kind of a nerd if you even knew who the president was.
Why would you bring it up?
Right.
I lived in Florida at the time. You think we sat around and talked about the government?
I don't think so. No. So this is the Sony flying car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, is it literally, it's literally flying? It doesn't look like it's flying. It's flying.
It's flying, and you can play your CDs in it.
Oh,
like, it
that's
looks
awesome.
like a CD player.
Yeah, it does. It does. It looks like one of those Discman. They have.
Yeah,
so Sony has the one designer, and he kind of
Yes.
shapes everything.
So everything. What if we did a disc thing again? You think that would work? Yeah, I think so.
I guess so.
Does it fly?
Why would you need a car that can fly 3 feet off the ground? Like it's just slightly off the ground. I mean, and I don't mean to be the.
Guess how many dogs this is going to save?
You're right.
Nobody's going to hit a dog.
Just
ever
right
again.
over the dog.
Yeah, right over the dogs.
Right.
That's all we've ever wanted to do.
I mean, the deer are still fucked. You're going to hit a deer right in the head with one of these things.
Probably the antlers.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you're going to hit a fawn.
Not a fawn. No. The fawns are going to be fine. But this is the type of thing where, like, the antlers are going to get stuck in the gears under the car. You're going to drag that thing miles down the road. It's going to be ugly. But you're right. Household pets? Squirrels? Yeah. Squirrels are going to be in paradise.
Yeah. Well, I never cared much for squirrels.
You don't like them?
They're rats with a nicer tail, Sam.
Suburban rats.
Yeah, I don't like them.
You're not wrong.
And they also carry disease.
Which diseases?
COVID.
You're kidding me.
The COVID came from the squirrels.
Wow. I knew they were dangerous. I didn't know they were that dangerous.
The Sony car. You like it, though? I mean, you take a look at it? Because I'm going to come flying out February 5th on stage.
You're bringing it in the Hard Rock.
The home of comedy, the Hard Rock.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because that's what they say. The Hard Rock Cafe is known for comedy.
What is that, February 5th?
It's February 5th, but a lot of people don't realize it's 7 p.m. show.
Yeah, we got to do 7 p.m. because they close, the whole Times Square thing closes down by 9 o'clock, 9:30.
That's what they say. They say New York, the city that never sleeps, but there's nothing good after 9:30.
All right, I want you to pick your favorite here. It's
Okay.
going to be me. I'm off the thing because you're going to pick me because of the whole fly jock thing. And
I'm trying to get in good with McClure.
Can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
We do have chemistry. I'm picking up on that today.
I'm enjoying it.
Joe List.
Okay.
Keith Robinson.
Okay.
Bonnie McFarlane.
Okay.
Robert Kelly.
Okay. Favorite?
Who's your favorite?
I can tell you who makes me laugh the most, and I can tell you who would be hurt the most if I didn't pick them.
Okay. That's great.
But it's two different names, unfortunately.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. The person who'd be hurt the most?
Yeah.
Bobby's sitting glued to the radio going, you got to pick me.
Bobby is so fragile.
Yeah.
So funny and so fragile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hilarious.
I call him the dark side of comedy. He's my. Let me tell you something about Robert Kelly. Pick a decade, Robert Kelly would have done great comedy in that. Silent fucking films, killed. Vaudeville, killed.
Every decade.
Every decade he would kill in.
Yeah.
But you know who doesn't know that?
Yeah.
Mr. Robert Kelly.
Oh,
He doesn't know. He can't hear the laughter.
That's
You know what
sad.
I mean, yeah. It's sad because he has he's one of those terrible childhood guys.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I can't be funny because my parents were great. You know, I mean, my parents were fantastic. So I go
You had
out-
one of the great childhoods.
Yeah, I had one of the great childhoods. I go out and be funny for a couple minutes, and then I'm like, I really don't need your approval, folks.
Right. Yeah, I have. I was raised right.
Yeah. So Bobby, you think would be, but
he'd be very hurt.
You love somebody more than him.
I mean, there's very.
Joe
you want to
List.
guess? Okay.
Joe List.
Okay.
Keith Robinson, Bonnie McFarlane.
By the way.
Yeah.
Killers.
Yeah.
Love all of them.
Every person on here is a killer.
Insane.
Now, if you were a straight guy, I'd think Bonnie McFarlane because straight guys like the funny girls.
Right.
And Bonnie's very, very funny. But that's off the table.
Okay. Well, now I kind of want to change my answer because
And I would think that you would say Keith Robinson, but you're a racist.
That's
and also you
okay.
hate disabilities.
And that's a double shot right there.
Double stroke.
Double stroke.
He had 2 strokes.
That's right.
And he still goes out. You know what I mean? He doesn't feel sorry for himself. He's like,
that's right.
You ever hear about a dog that lost a leg? They don't know it.
No, they just keep going. Yeah, and I also like, he's a much more positive guy these days.
Do you think?
I think so. He doesn't insult people anymore. He's not negative. He's just he's been through it. I think
apparently you're not spending much time with him.
Is that right?
I heard him screaming at Rachel Feinstein for no reason, by the way. You're a bad mother. You're a bad mother and don't care about your child because she was out doing comedy.
Okay.
Now,
providing.
Joe List is on everybody's list.
That's why his name is that.
Yeah, he's
Joe List. Joe List is on my list.
Yes, Joe List is on my list. He's also a documentary filmmaker now, and I went and did the panel with him and his subject when they showed it in New York. It's fantastic.
What's the documentary about?
It's about a buddy that he grew up with, who, when Joe got sober, he stayed out. If you know what I mean. He was a road comic, hitting it hard, played everywhere, and now he's in Key West, Florida. Has his own comedy club, and I mean, it's a drunkard's dream.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, that's the place to be.
Yeah,
that's the business to be in. Joe List, I feel like because he's the age appropriate for you. You might be a little jealous of him.
You think I'm jealous of Joe List's success and talent?
Who wouldn't?
It's the talent more than the success, because you go, everything he's gotten, he deserves.
Right.
I'm not there.
You're not there.
Yeah.
And you're never going to be there.
Right. If I was going to get there, I would have gotten there. What do you think? And it's really, now, I actually think that this conversation has gotten more hurtful as we go, because the only guarantee is it's clearly not Bob.
Yeah, that is bad. That is bad. I wish that we could have.
We probably should have.
Because he is going to be. He's going to crush that night, because he crushes every night.
Any environment that you put that guy in,
yeah.
And that's the thing too. He can be with the dirtiest dregs of society,
100%,
or like the lightest. Like, right. I just want a clean laugh. Like, he can charm.
Yeah,
that's the other thing too. He can charm anybody.
Of course, not as funny since he lost the weight, but still
not as funny.
Amazingly funny.
Yeah. Luckily, he was so high up.
Yeah,
you could dip down a little bit. You're still good.
I did the Creep Store with him every night. I mean, every night he crushed. But then I go backstage and I just see him looking off, thinking about his childhood.
What's with the child? Let it go, Bob.
A lot of abuse.
I guess the abuse will do it.
Verbal, physical, and I think sexual.
I was worried what the third one was going to be, and that's the worst.
Well, he's a Catholic.
Oh,
so we all got a little bit of it.
You're telling me a Catholic kid whose parents weren't paying attention to him?
That's all Catholic kids.
That's right.
That's every single Catholic kid that there is.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, out of a sense of wokeness, you're going to say Keith Robinson.
Well, now, unfortunately, if I say Keith Robinson, you've categorized it as a woke answer.
Well, you're trying to DEI your way through these trying times that we're in.
Well, I'm reading the tea leaves.
Yeah.
I'm figuring out. Nobody makes me laugh harder than Keith Robinson.
The funniest.
He's the funniest. He's so mean and unflinchingly mean.
I thought you said he was nice.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And also bulletproof, to the point that anybody can throw whatever they want at him. Well, he had 2 strokes. He's not totally bulletproof.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care. Throw whatever jokes you want at him. He's going to hit you back with something meaner. It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I like that.
So is he your guy?
He's the guy. And it's not, but it isn't from wokeness, and also the gay thing, because Bonnie McFarlane, you said if I was straight.
Oh God, Bonnie's.
So I'm not.
Bonnie's really, really funny and really attractive.
Yes, unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. But yeah, she's of everybody on the list.
Yeah,
she's the most attractive.
Joe List.
He's a handsome guy, man, he's tall. He's
the same size as Barron.
And Barron.
He and Barron are the same exact size.
You see Barron lighting that crowd up yesterday?
People like Barron.
They do.
You know, I know he's down in NYU. He's got 4 bodyguards. Kids love him.
Do they?
Love him. You think the kids are like, divided in their politics? They just like famous.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's fun to put out oh, I take this stand, I take that stand. But the minute.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
There's a screen grab of Barron kind of just looking like, handsome kid, hair slicked back, looking serious, looking straight on. And Elon looks like Garth.
Hey!
He looks like that's what Garth grew up to look like.
I got mail.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Barron. He has a look on his face. You can see the weight on his shoulders because he sees this as his destiny, because America really wants to bring royalty back. They always have.
Right.
The Kennedys, the Bushes, the Clintons, they're always like, let's keep the same last name.
Yeah.
Barron's the first one, I think, that could, and I wonder if that bothers his dad too. You know what I mean?
Oh, if his dad's even going to get jealous. Yeah, because every billionaire, that's the story of every billionaire. When the kids are young, they go, I'm going to create this empire.
Right.
I'm going to leave it to the kid. And then as the kid starts getting older, it's a reminder of the billionaire's mortality.
Right.
And they start to motherfuck the kids out of the businesses, out of this, out of that.
Look at the Murdoch family. There's Succession. They're the TV show Succession.
Yes.
But look at Barron. It looks like he can handle it all.
It does. And I don't know what Elon can handle. He's super pumped though, man. He's excited the way this whole thing has worked out.
At one point I thought he had 2 thumbs, but it's that lady's nose. But look how it looks like he's just some 2-thumb special needs kid.
It really does. Man, thank God Elon came up with PayPal, because it put his life in a direction. Who would have thought?
Did he come up with it?
I mean, he was there when it was come up with.
It's a very weird situation.
Yeah.
Because you could say to him, how did PayPal work? He's not going to tell you.
No.
He doesn't.
No, because it is
sure.
It's an amazing technology, but you're right. He's never blown my mind. He's the only guy, right? Right, of everybody. He's been in this spotlight. Like he's a billionaire guy. He's on that list.
Yeah,
and he's the only one at the inauguration who's looking straight down the lens of that camera. He's right down the barrel.
Yeah,
let me make eye contact. Everybody else knows you ignore the cameras. You just be in the moment. He's like, no, it's cool. I'm on TV.
You see the guy right behind Barron, the guy with like a little, that guy.
Like the Michael Douglas hair?
He's the governor of North Dakota, started a software company, sold it for, he's a billionaire governor. He wanted to be the VP. No. Let's go to the other guy.
Well, because I think Trump was definitely not going to bring anybody in for VP that even had a shot of gaining any kind of power over him.
But I don't know. I think
you're a JD guy, though.
I'm going to say this. No, here's the deal.
Yeah.
And I'm not even making this up. This part's true. Trump is surrounded by people who do want the power, right?
Yes.
He's a 4-year guy.
Yes.
Tops.
Yes.
And he's going to fuck up here and there. Everybody knows that, right? Who's going to make the move? Because if I was Trump, I'd feel like Julius Caesar right now. That you're surrounded by people who seem friendly, but are they? I think the Republicans around him are more dangerous to him than the Democrats ever were.
Do you think that the Republicans are more dangerous than like the business people?
Well, they're new Republicans. They're the business people.
Zuck?
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon wasn't saying that before. He was a Bernie bro for a while.
Right.
The guy from Amazon who brings this chick,
with the bra?
Yeah, it was so great. It was so fucking...
I mean, that's America, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that a billionaire can become a billionaire. You see this guy, his hair is falling out of his head. He's got his Amazon, like, oh, look, I just started in this office space with the Amazon sign spray painted, and now... I'm bringing this hot chick in a bra to the inauguration.
Here's the thing, though. If you look at her, she looks like that Spice Girl that married.
Oh my God,
you know what I mean?
the
like
Beckham.
Yeah, because
Posh.
Posh. You're lucky if you're born with those lips. But was she? That shows me like she's not 100% sure. You know what I mean? In herself.
Do you see Zuckerberg looking to catch a peek?
You know why, right?
Why?
He's a baby.
He is.
He wants to nurse. He doesn't. It's not a sexual thing about him.
He's like,
he just
that
wants
looks
to
delicious.
nurse.
Yeah. Man, Zuckerberg seems like he's in a little over his head.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
The best thing ever happened to Zuckerberg was having Jesse Eisenberg play him.
Uh-huh.
Because it made him seem like, hey, this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's kind of a little great. No. He's nothing like Jesse Eisenberg.
You don't think so?
No. Have you seen the new Jesse Eisenberg movie?
With Kieran Culkin? I haven't seen it yet. He wrote it, right?
He wrote it. He directed it. It's about these two Jewish kids.
Mm-hmm.
Their grandmother died, so they wanted to go back and see her house in Poland, right? Now, here's the thing. One of them, I don't want to give away anything. One of them becomes a superhero. He finds out he has a power. The other one becomes an evil genius out to destroy his own cousin.
Whoa.
This fucking movie is so good, man.
That's sick.
Yeah, so much CGI, so much AI.
Does it conclude in like a final battle?
There's that hanging, you know what I mean?
Ooh, because you're building a cinematic universe.
Yeah, it's like the first Unbreakable. Like, yeah, you find out at the end, that's who's been behind it.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I loved Unbreakable, so.
Did you like Glass?
I liked Glass for what it was. I mean, it wasn't a great movie, but it was like, I liked that they at least brought it all together. And
You know
put a
what I
bow on
liked?
it.
Split.
I loved Split.
Yeah. And I watched
loved
Split, and I go, this little girl is going to be a giant fucking star.
Yeah.
Giant star. This little alien, no one knows what planet she's from.
Yes.
She's great.
She's got eyes on opposite sides of her head. She's amazing.
Love her. She's like she'd be like being with a baby deer. You know what I mean? Like, you know how everybody always wants to have sex with a baby deer.
Yeah.
There she is.
And now everybody's an Anya Taylor-Joy fan, but have they seen Split?
Is that her name?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay, I didn't know it.
That's right.
I
That's
just call her the chess player.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked Split. I liked that M. Night, he'll hit hard or he really won't hit much at all.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like he plays for the Yankees. It's going over the fence or 3 and out.
Not doing it.
Yeah.
Like the one he came out with over the summer with Josh Hartnett in it, Trap.
Yeah.
Hideous.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah, I saw the preview and I walked out.
The preview.
Walked out of the preview.
That sucks because the movie that you were going to see, you didn't even give it a chance.
Wicked. I didn't get a chance to see
You
Wicked.
missed Wicked.
Yeah.
I heard it was great.
I don't know. At the beginning, that preview just sucked so bad. I had to get out of there.
Yeah, sometimes these previews.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Wicked.
Have you been to a mall lately?
Yeah, I go to malls still.
I went to a movie and it was in the mall, and I walked into the mall and it was fucking empty.
It's crazy.
And I just started walking around this mall, and I felt like I was in a dream where I was in a mall, but it wasn't exactly, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, it didn't feel right.
Totally.
Everything about it. A mall now feels like a bad neighborhood.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like everything's fucked up.
Like, you go in and the mall used to be the spot where nothing bad's going to happen because it's the most public place you could be. You could just be in the mall all day and hang out and everything. No, I remember going to the mall like recently and walking around realizing there's nothing in that corner. Like some of these malls, they just shut down one corner of it. I go, you could hide a body and nobody would find it for days.
No, it's 100% true.
There's some bad shit that could go down here. I got this weird uneasy.
You feel uneasy.
Yeah.
And here's the weird thing. They're still playing 80s music. I would hear like Phil Collins playing. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I was there. My fentanyl dealer is in the mall. He just hangs out there.
Sure.
But then there was a part of the mall that had just pictures up and it said, remember when? And it was from the fucking 80s, and it would be a packed mall and people are having fun. And I'm like, why would you even want to remind people what this was? And then there was like a couple mall rats. Actual rats.
Oh, no.
That's what a mall rat is.
They're
now.
real rats.
Rats that are at the mall.
Hanging out outside the closed down Sbarros.
So, do you imagine, like, if you were a kid now and you were watching TV and you saw mall rats and you're like, what
even
why
is
are
this?
they even acting like this is a big deal?
Right.
Who would want to be at the mall?
Yeah. Why would they be hanging out there to begin with? And nobody saw it coming with malls either. These mall guys, like, because it seems like everything was fine.
Yeah.
And then it was over.
Then it was just done.
It was done.
Yeah, but what killed the mall? What killed radio? What killed magazines?
Video.
What killed newspapers? Your fucking phone.
Oh.
The phone is the most dangerous thing that's ever happened to, like, normal people.
To everything.
Yeah.
It's killed every single business. When you go on Amazon now, and I'm like, oh, let me get this iPad cover, which you would get at the mall from the iPad cover store.
Right.
And they go, I've had it literally, it's 9, 10 o'clock at night, and they go, you want it at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
And I go, I guess. I don't need it at 4. I'm not going to be up, but yeah, I mean, if you're out, drop it off at 4 a.m. and it's there.
Someday we're going to tell children that we used to go to a store and take off our clothes and put on other clothes. They're going to think we're nuts. They're going to think we're fucking crazy.
I don't
Why
understand.
would you take your pants off?
Yeah.
In a store.
Yeah.
And people order clothes. And then I go, what if it doesn't fit? They go, you send it right back.
You send
It's
it back.
nothing.
And it's still foreign to me. Like, returning stuff, my wife returns things, we get things shipped, stuff is shipped in and shipped out of our house every single day. Because it's like you order it, but there's no commitment. People order clothes as if they're going into a changing room.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't committed to buy this. I'm just going to return it if it doesn't fit perfectly.
So your wife is now a one-person shipping department.
Yes.
That used to be a job
Yes.
for people to keep an eye on them when things are coming in and going out.
I like the poor, like, mail people. They used to just drop off letters.
Yeah.
Now there are literal packages left outside the house going, pick it up. I don't want it. I changed my mind.
My mailman, Eric.
Shout out.
Longtime listener to all of our shows. This fucking guy works so goddamn hard. I see him all the time. And I'm like, I don't think I could ever do that job. First of all, you got to know all the places and this and that. It looks way too difficult. But he's one of like 4 trucks all day coming in and out of the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, the pace at which they walk, too. Like, there are these, like, because the letter drop-off lady, she'll go, she'll have the route that I'll see her on, like, later in the day when you're driving around and you see her, like, across town, you're like, you're just walking around all day, but, like, she'll go to the house, even when we're passing by and I say, like, hello, she can't stop for a second.
Right.
She's got to hit the next house, hit the next house, hit the next house.
I know.
All day long.
Now, we have other mail people that aren't Eric, and I still wave to them like a fucking, like an idiot.
Right.
And I always think it's Eric. I just recognize the hey! And they're like, huh? Like this fucking guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't leave anybody alone.
Yeah. Or some Amazon delivery just shows up in their own personal car.
You know what can't be delivered, though?
Tell me.
Stand-up comedy.
How do you get it?
Stand-up comedy, you got to get in your car.
No, you're right.
Go to Times Square, the center of not just the universe, but comedy itself.
Yeah.
February 5th, New York Comedy All-Stars. New York Comedy All-Stars on Instagram or NewYorkComedyAllStars.com.
Because that's what they say. Like, as good as the internet is, they have not figured out, even with YouTube, how to get stand-up comedy on the internet. You just don't see it.
The only thing that it's comedy and sports
right
are the only live things that exist these days. Like sports, like no one cares about baseball. They're making a fortune because it's live.
Yep. They're the only things that are getting, like, they're literally keeping television alive.
But they're streaming now.
I know.
They're streaming, wrestling streaming.
Yeah.
The networks.
I mean, that's a nightmare for networks.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. So I watched the game the other night. It's a fucking fantastic game. Buffalo, Baltimore, going nuts. Game's over. So I'm just sitting around. All of a sudden, the Hollywood Squares is on. And I'm like, this is the fucking idea you assholes have come up with? Call me. I'll fucking invent 10 new goddamn game shows for you by next weekend.
Especially because it's the spot, like, we're finally going to get people watching.
Yeah.
Playoff football's on.
Right.
all these eyes are going to be here. What's the show that's going to keep them watching? We got Hollywood Squares reruns.
No, this was new.
Brand new.
Hollywood Squares. I forget who was hosting.
Yeah, who's center square now?
That's a good question. I think it's Drew Barrymore.
Okay, I can see that.
Because, we grew up with her.
Yeah.
We went through where she was a baby, then she was fuckable, and then she was just like, kind of new agey.
She's got the wacky talk show. She's going to say wacky things.
Love her.
Yeah.
Everything about her I love.
She's great.
All right, so now who's hosting? Joe Piscopo?
Joe Piscopo. Who's that? Wayne? Oh, no, that's Let's Make a Deal. Wayne Brady got Let's Make a Deal. Drew Carey got Prices Right. Nate Burleson. I was wondering what Nate Burleson was up to.
I don't even remember what team he played on. So
Nate Burleson.
All these guys go through broadcasting school, make a life for themselves. Yeah. Nate Burleson gets the fucking job.
That's probably why they put it on after football.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, maybe you'll tune in to watch.
Yeah, maybe he'll, say what happened in the game. You care about football at all?
I do. I've started caring about football for 2 seasons.
I thought it was real. I thought that's why you didn't like it.
No, because there are stories. And I don't know if it's real for sure anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
You think it's all fixed?
Well, not all fixed, but just the Kansas City games.
I know people say that.
I know.
I mean, it's just because you hate them because they're good.
That's what happens every time.
You think the NFL wants their number 1 fucking team to be in the number 30 market, Kansas City?
This was my producer note, recapping the NFL weekend. The Chiefs and the referees beat the Texans 23-14.
First of all, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize how many people really felt that way. Like earlier in the season, I sent out an X.
Yeah,
and it said something like, "Man, God loves Kansas City," because there's some thing happened, and I got inundated. Yeah, you mean the referees? Yeah, you mean the referee? Like everybody's like, "No, this whole thing is fixed." They're trying to put him up on a pedestal.
So you were trolling by bringing God into it instead of the referees.
I didn't realize I was.
Yeah.
But once I realized I was, I felt pretty good about it.
Who's your team? Jets?
I like, because I've only been watching the last 2 seasons, and I said if there's one team to get behind,
fire.
Yeah, it's the Jets. I do love. I mean, I love these stories. I love. I've been loving watching the Commanders this season.
I can't call them that.
Washington.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
25 years, awful fucking franchise. Now, when I was younger, they were great.
Sure.
And they had a fan base you wouldn't believe. And this fucking guy came in, destroyed it. He's gone. 2 years later, they're playing to one chance of going to the Super Bowl.
I do love, there are people who I know that have stayed with them. But I feel like, especially this year, there are a lot of people going, I've waited 25 years for this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've never seen you root for this team once.
A lot of people are coming back.
Yeah.
But, in their defense, this owner was so bad. Now, I was down in Washington a couple years into it. This guy, I can't even think of his fucking name now. Just a tiny fucking guy, like 4'10".
You're short when people are like, I don't remember your name. I remember how small you were.
He was frighteningly small. I just thought of it. Daniel Snyder.
Snyder.
Just thought of it when I looked up.
Oh, you just did.
The screen.
How tall is he? Does it say there?
Here's the thing. I'm looking at this guy, and he owns a fucking football team.
Mm-hmm.
He owns the stadium that we're in. Right? He's 38 years old. 38 fucking years old at the time. I'm up in the VIP thing, like near the owner's box and all that, because, radio. And the TV that people who, when they went in to get food or a drink, was on the fritz. It was fucking up, right? This guy was stamping his foot mad. He was screaming. And he was like Rumpelstiltskin fucking mad, right? That fucking mad.
That's furious.
And I'm looking at this guy. He's 38.
Mm-hmm.
He owns all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not just unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a temper tantrum. And I'm like, that's the fucking whole thing about life. You think you're going to be happy, but you will find something that makes you something that happens to every other human.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're having fucking trouble with the cable.
Right.
And I'm like, he's never. he's never going to be happy in his life.
Yeah. And I wonder, too, because you're right. You see that, and you wonder if at any point he has the introspection to realize, like, I'm never... If I'm unhappy about this, there's no fix.
Right.
You know, there's nothing... I have everything.
Right.
And there's nothing that's going to solve that problem. What else? You got to, at some point, go like, what else could I really ask for?
You know what that is? That's Robert Kelly syndrome. You got it all. You got all the talent, the success, people love you.
You think this little guy was abused?
No, I think he's Jewish.
Okay.
I do. Okay. I honestly do. Right. And even when I went to see how he made his money to get there, it was like advertisements on bus stops. Like something doesn't fucking...
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I go, what software company did he sell, you know?
No, billboards.
No.
You're like, huh.
Like, I don't even think he got a full billboard. I think they were all like place cards.
Yeah, sure,
you know,
sure.
Kind of stuff that you find on a diner when you're looking at the menu, and then they tell you what businesses are in town.
And then once he upgraded to sponsoring the coasters, at that point it was over.
Coolie Cups is where it's at these days, yeah.
It said Washington managed only 6 playoff appearances and 2 playoff wins in his 24 years as owner. Maybe don't worry about the cable.
It's just... Yeah, why can't...
And somebody should be able to say that. I get he's the boss. I get he's got all the money in the world. No. But when he's complaining about the cable, somebody should go figure out how to run a team.
Here was my fucking problem. So I go back and I tell that story to Don Geronimo, right? Just like in the hall. Like, hey, man, what's with this fucking guy? And then as I'm driving home, I'm hearing Geronimo telling the entire story and quoting me. And I'm like... I go, I'm never going to fucking, say hi to Sonny Jurgensen again.
Somebody told me the funniest story. It was Ron Bennington.
Yeah. Well, Don was a Packers fan, so he fucking hated his own hometown team.
Yeah, I just saw that we were talking about it last week, that the Cowboys are going to switch out their head coach. Speaking of owners that probably need to realize that they might be the problem.
He never will.
He won't.
No.
He won't. I don't think so either, but he'll just keep switching people out until, I don't know, he's dead? I don't know.
I think you want to be the kind of owner people don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to be a quiet owner.
Yeah.
Even the guys that own the team now, one of them is Magic Johnson, who I think has AIDS.
No.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah.
The basketball player.
Yeah. Got it from some girl.
Oh.
The only guy that ever got it from some girl. But he's like, this has not. He's like,
what?
Yeah.
No, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Anybody can get it.
Yeah. There was Magic used to go to the Playboy mansion, and they said that he was in bed, was him with 8 women. And I'm like, well, that's too much. You know what I mean? You can't keep up.
Right. At a point, it's like, what?
Yeah.
This has stopped. I mean, 4 is probably the max.
I'm going to say this, even with 2, one's getting somewhat ignored.
Sure.
Other than having her nipple. Probably,
yeah. And even then you're placating.
You're reaching back.
Yeah.
You're not forgotten.
Right. Yeah, no, 8 is just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you're having a great time watching football, right? With the
Eagles?
Yeah.
No, it's frustrating to have your team do this well. It's very frustrating because it can fall apart.
Right.
We have a quarterback whose numbers are great.
Mm-hmm.
We can't relax with him. He doesn't look like he's enough of an asshole. You know what I mean?
He
looks like he's chill. He gives off like Obama vibes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everything's cool. And I'm not one of these, New York Giants fans who won't have a fucking black quarterback. Philly's had black quarterbacks since like 82 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're very comfortable with it. But he doesn't look like it matters to him.
Mm-hmm.
Great ball player.
But you got to see that.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It just doesn't. And if they're up by 20, by the end of the game, they win by 3.
Right.
Now,
it's too close. It's cutting it too close. Yeah. And that thing, because you're feeling a thing as a fan watching.
Right.
And if you don't see that reflected on the players, it's like, bro, are you serious about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. The last 15 games, I think the Eagles won 14 games, only lost to one team, Washington. The Chiefs have won something like the last 24 games.
Right.
Only lost to one team, Buffalo. This is setting us up as the greatest fucking championship weekend of all time. Most people are saying whatever happens in the AFC championship game is going to be better than anything that happens in the Super Bowl.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to do any spoilers until Thursday. That's when I'll get my locks.
Yeah.
And I went,
Rocco, is that who you get it from?
Yeah. I think I went 3 for 4 with my locks.
No, you got Detroit wrong and you got Baltimore wrong.
I don't think I locked in Baltimore. I think you locked in Baltimore.
No, we both did.
And if I did lock in Baltimore, that was just because I felt bad for you.
It wasn't a bad bet. I mean,
no, he's a Baltimore fan.
Oh, yeah? You are?
It hurt him. It hurt Travis.
Baltimore, that Ravens team, I mean, they've been good how many years in a row now? It's just so fucking difficult to get over the hump.
Just keep beating themselves.
You can't. Here's the thing. If you don't make the playoffs, you feel shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you go all the way to the Super Bowl and lose, you feel shit. Only one fucking fan base doesn't feel like shit. And they feel so good that they're Ric Flair for the next year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And that fan base has every other fan base accusing them of the games are being fixed.
Well, it's very, very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Now, Philly has a very nice fan base, very welcoming fan base.
No, I've seen that. Yeah.
And yet people hate them for some reason.
And that's weird. That's weird because I've seen the way they behave in the audience and everything. And
the audience, you call it the audience.
The audience.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's a proper, they have their little binoculars that they watch with. The audience.
I can't believe I'm going to be in the audience of the Super Bowl this year.
I just got a ticket to be in the audience.
Yeah. Who's doing the warm-up for the Super Bowl thing? Guys, it's really important that you all clap.
Oh, I was in the audience for that game. Yeah, it seems... Although, I do think the Eagles fans may be taking a turn for the better because, what's his name? A.J. Brown's been reading that book on the sidelines. Something about excellence?
Yes.
Here's
the thing.
Yeah.
So they all went out and bought it.
Everybody bought that book.
I grew up in that town, and the demand they have for every sports team, right, that they don't have for themselves.
I see.
Is unbelievable.
I see.
Because nobody in Philly is ambitious. Not a single person. The whole idea was to get a union job. You know what I mean?
Right. And stay right here.
Yeah. And if I can eat too much and drink too much. And you never said, how can I do better at my job? Yet the demand that they put on the sports teams is unbelievable.
Right. Well, you don't think that now that they've seen, what was the book called? I wrote it down somewhere. It's something about...
Inner excellence.
Inner excellence.
Right.
You don't think that they're going to take that to heart once they get it? Look at it. It's up. It's up 53 million%.
Right. Now, here's the thing. They don't sell a lot of books these days, so... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal to go to the top of the pops there.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is really easy to get to the top of that chart.
Yeah. Do you think the people that listen to books on Audible can sit around and say that they read a book?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I mean, we can discuss what you took away from it, but no. It's like, I feel like if you listen to the book, you're perfectly entitled to your opinion, but don't tell me you read the book. You did not. You didn't take it in the same way. It's comparable to me to when we were having a conversation about Squid Game in here, and I won't tell you who because it's really embarrassing. But one of our guys said that he watched with the dubs instead of the subtitles, and I said, "Well, you're not a part of the conversation then."
Really?
Yeah,
the dubs that don't work for you.
No, not with the dubs.
Yeah.
Not with the dubs, and that would go for not just Squid Game. That would go for any foreign language show.
Do you know when I used to listen to books?
When?
Kindergarten.
That's
I
right.
used to sit there, we'd be in a circle.
Right.
And I would be fucking leaning in on these books.
Right.
And I'm like, I hope Spot's going to find his way back home. I don't
That's
know.
right.
Can't fucking breathe right now.
Just to say this lady, I mean, what a tale she weaves.
Yeah.
So I'm not, And I don't read. I want to. I have every intention to. I buy books. I go, this is the one. I'm going to start reading. Let me pick up this Malcolm Gladwell and start reading. And I'll get 2 pages in. I'll get tired.
Do you think that fucking Malcolm Gladwell knows a fucking thing that he's talking about? Like, he'll take two things that aren't related and somehow act like they
That's
are.
right. That's right.
You know
and he goes, and for evidence that this is true, let me tell you about my friend Dave.
Yeah.
He just tells.
Just one fucking guy.
Yeah. Every time. And I'm like, you're right, Malcolm. Every time. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great kind of storyteller. But when you get to the end of it, you're saying, because we sold more hot dogs, crime went down?
That's right. That's right. It was the tipping point.
Yeah, it was a tipping point.
Yeah.
You're like, how was that connected? Well, people were so busy with their hot dogs. They didn't have a chance to do a break-in and entry. Fucking, what do you...
Yeah.
Here's the other thing about Malcolm. You ever see him with a chick? No. You ever even see him with a dude?
No.
I'm not going to listen to an incel tell me what I should be doing with my fucking life.
No, you're 100%
Pick a
right.
fucking team. I understand there's only 2 genders now. I'm part of the new administration.
Yeah, it was put into order. He signed in a Sharpie.
Is that a law when that happens?
100%.
Okay.
100%. He does. Have you seen, I always thought, when presidents sign things into law, they have, a real fine, real expensive pen. He's got a big, thick felt marker that he's signing everything with.
And then you give it away and somebody gets that pen.
That's right. Well, he's doing it in an arena. He was throwing it out.
Oh,
to the
was
crowd.
he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I didn't see, I only saw clips.
Yeah, he was. Look at him. Look at him throw his markers out. They go nuts for him. Yeah, it was on TV. It was in the arena. Just signing executive orders, throwing out his markers.
But you got to know what order you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have no idea. He's got a handful of them. He's just chucking them.
One of those is worth money.
JD's just clapping, going, "This is normal. This is totally normal. This is what presidents do." But yeah.
I'm going down in a couple weeks to the Gulf of America, and can I just tell you, somebody who lived in Florida, why didn't it happen years ago?
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah,
I can't wait till we get Greenland. And did you see, even he had a moment when he was signing executive orders, and they were, because last night, after he signed the executive orders in the arena, he had more executive orders to sign in the Oval Office. And so he let the press just hang out in there for, hours. It was 8 o'clock at night. He's still signing executive orders and just, answering questions from these people in there. And they were asking about the foreign leaders that he spoke to. And he still got one in on Trudeau. He said, I spoke to Prime Minister Trudeau. I call him governor.
That's good.
Yeah, he nailed him.
This fucking Canada's been a burr in our saddle for so long. Yeah. We've taken so much shit from those people.
That's right. That's right.
And now we got them, and we're going to wreck them.
We got them. We're going to turn the whole thing into one single state.
A Canadian moved in my neighborhood when I was a fucking kid.
You're kidding me.
Price went down on all the houses. They used to fucking leave just like junk cars. You know what I mean? Junk cars. They were selling, they were cooking crystal meth in there. That's
terrible.
Fucking Canadians.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
My cousin dated a Canadian, and her dad, my uncle, disowned her.
I would have too. Well, it wasn't a Hart, was it?
There are more Canadians than the Hart family.
Okay, that's just a big family.
They're not the only one.
Okay, well, it's a big family from Canada, and there's a lot of them.
But it was part of the foundation, but he was British. It was a British bulldog.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Remember when the British bulldog had his bulldog fucking stole? The kids were so nervous for a couple weeks.
I was terrified. Yeah, because that was wrestling back in the day. You get a good guy character, he had an animal.
Yeah.
And then go, how do we get the heel over? Have him kill the animal.
Yeah. Well, I was there when they shot that, right? This was
the bulldog?
Yeah. So that bit, when they used to shoot TV, they would do it all the same night and then have some dark matches. So we saw the bulldog get stoled and then saw him come back saying, I haven't seen that bulldog for a week. We're 5 hours into the show. We're just fucking leaning back and forth going, Jesus Christ.
Like you're trying to figure out how time even exists anymore.
I wanted to leave, but Jerry Briscoe was sitting right next to me, so I couldn't get up.
He's great, huh?
Jerry Briscoe is the one that used to bring us all the wrestlers when I did the run. Fucking greatest guy you ever met.
He's the best.
He's unbelievable.
He's still amazing.
Yeah, he's still the best. He always was great. And then he said to me, I think the first guy he brought to us was Mach, because they all used to live down there. And when it was over, he just leans in and he goes, you know, you guys are the first radio show that didn't break kayfabe. He goes, this has been amazing. And he just kept bringing us guys after that. You know what I mean?
That's all. Well, yeah, because you guys always got it. Kayfabe is fun. It's good for the show. It's a fun way to put on a show.
But it was the days of shock jocks where you had to fucking try to get slapped to, you know.
Right.
To get somebody to pay attention.
You needed to upset people all the time. Yeah, last year, I got to introduce Gerald Briscoe to hip-hop star Wale.
Wow.
I got to make that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. I mean, but he's like a legend. Everybody loves Gerald Briscoe.
Fez went on a diving vacation with him, even though Fez doesn't dive. And he would have to wade in the ship. It was a cruise ship, right? Jerry dove. And Fez doesn't like boats, blah, blah, blah. And then he got back. I go, how was it? He goes, it was the most amazing. Because I couldn't believe it.
Because he got to hang out.
Every night we would have dinner together.
He wouldn't even dive for Gerald, though.
I don't think that he could go underwater with that. I mean, he had a lot of trouble with a lot of things.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah.
Jerry Briscoe, and this is probably the 80s. He comes in and he invites us to do a flag match, right? Mm-hmm. So it's Hacksaw against one of the Canadians, the Frenchie Fuqua. I don't know who the fuck it was.
Frenchie Fuqua.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hated that guy.
I don't know who the fuck it was. So he goes, one of you guys is going to be with Hacksaw, and the other guy is going to have the Canadian flag. And both me and Diaz were like, I want to be the good guy. You know what I mean? Like and then he goes, well, somebody's got to be the bad guy. And Fez goes, I will. I think Fez was like literally an intern, right? So we go out to the match, right? It's fucking 18,000 people or whatever. And then it's all fun. All the wrestlers are backstage and all. And then we start to walk up, and Hacksaw just turns around and yells, "Stay with me!" And he fucking burst out the sound from that fucking arena. Why this is happening? And I'm a guy who brought out the Who before in a stadium. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to get I never heard anything like that in my life. And our fucking eyes are bugging. We're running out with our little flags, and the place is going fucking crazy. Then Fez comes out with his guy. They're booing, right? Mm-hmm. And Fez starts cupping his ears, like, I don't know, this is, and like the place is going crazy, you're booing him, and he's stamped like it's fucking killing him. He's like, nobody asked him to do any of this shit, right? And I looked over and I go, this motherfucker's good. You know what I mean? He's fucking, I'm like, I should have been the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when I had that realization.
That's the fun job.
That's the fucking fun job.
Yeah.
To get them fucking freaked out.
Although, when you're not ready to be the bad guy, it's not fun. Have you seen they're booing Hogan now?
Well, yeah, and it's actually making me like wrestling again.
They're booing Hogan out of the building?
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
I wish they would have been doing that in '84.
Yeah. It's all caught up to him.
Are you one of those guys who likes Hulk, or you don't like him as a person?
As a human?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough as a human. You know, you try to go like, wow, you know, I mean, he is Hulk Hogan, but it's real tough as a human. And as time goes on, he doesn't make it easier.
No.
It makes it much more difficult.
Because he's Chevy Chase. You know what I mean? He's the guy
that's great. Yes.
wanted to love, and he can't shut his fucking pie hole.
Right.
And he changes history. He's like, before he died, Mach called me. No, he
didn't.
No, he fucking didn't.
That's not true.
Yeah. The Giant told me that he never... no, he didn't.
People got like, oh, wouldn't you love to interview Hogan for the wrestling podcast? No. It just lies.
Yeah. The Christianity is also a lie.
You think so?
Doesn't give a fuck. It's a gimmick for him.
It is. Because some guys are so damaged from old school wrestling that they've completely lost track of what real life even is. Everything is that gimmick. When you're in a court of law explaining that No. I was describing Hulk Hogan's penis size, not Terry's penis size.
Right.
You've lost it. It's over.
So Hulk Hogan had a bigger penis?
He said in a court of law, hand of the Bible.
Yeah.
He said, no, I believe 8 inches was the number.
Yeah.
And he said that when he said he had an 8-inch penis, he was in character. He was talking about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Right. And that he goes, no. He goes, it's like, he kind of made it seem like, I mean, his is good, but not 8 inch. Not
right.
Hogan.
No,
not
yeah,
Hogan.
He's not embarrassed.
Terry's
about
is
it.
good.
He doesn't have an Adolf Hitler dick.
Right. So, yeah. Yeah, but no, I think that, yes. Oh, 10 inch. Sorry. It wasn't 8 inch. It was 10. Maybe Terry does have the 8 inch. But Hulk Hogan, he testified about his make-believe 10-inch penis.
Look, brother.
And he's telling the truth because he's got the black bandana on.
Yeah.
That's his formal bandana.
Yeah. I was in the arena the night that he turned, too.
You, for 96?
Yeah.
And they were throwing garbage.
They were throwing garbage. It was fucking insane. I had my kid with me and was like, just put my hands over his head and shit. But it was weird because
here's the quote real quick.
Yeah.
I do not have a 10-inch penis, Hogan said, referring to an interview he did in character. Terry Bollea's penis is not 10 inches. I was totally Hulk Hogan because I wasn't at home in my private house. So he's saying unless he's in his house.
In his house, he has an average penis.
Average.
Which on him looks small because he's such a big man.
He's got a big frame.
Yeah.
But Hogan.
Yeah.
Which I didn't realize that was part of the Hogan character. But yeah. So you're covering your kid from all the garbage that's being thrown in the ring.
It was a fucking crazy night.
Yeah.
And I was in a limo with some of the WCW guys, and they were saying, and we were talking about him, and because he wasn't getting over, and I go, he ought to turn heel, and they looked at me like they were fucking freaked out. It didn't even fucking occur to me until later that they were like, this motherfucker,
he knows
who told him.
Wow.
Isn't that fucking
That's
hilarious?
really funny.
Yeah.
That they were like, oh, we got a leak.
Yeah, we got a fucking leak somewhere.
Wow.
But when they were kicking the shit out of Vince, I mean, at their peak, Bobby the Brain Heenan said, this place is dead. He goes, I'll give them 2 fucking years. And I go, why? He goes, it's not a wrestling organization. They don't understand them. This is a TV show, and we're all stealing Ted Turner's money. All of us.
Wow. And that was when they were hot.
They were the big, I mean, people were talking about Vince going out of business. Brain was so fucking smart.
Yeah.
That he was like, nope. And I know that he was talking to people, from his old organization because he's too friendly not to. And he must have been telling them, just fucking hold on, man.
Yeah.
Because this thing can't possibly go on like
and that was true because they had the one hot story.
They were crypto. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Everybody's
we're all going to be rich.
We're all going to be
forever.
Super rich.
Yeah. But now Hogan as a human is getting booed. I feel like.
Yeah, I think that you're right. He lived too long.
He did.
Why is he still alive when everybody else is dead?
And so public. Like if it were just the character and you never got to know the guy, I think everything would be fine.
Same thing with Elon Musk, right? You find out.
Same exact thing with Elon Musk.
He's not nearly as smart as you thought he was.
You create this image.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's sending rocket ships into space.
Yeah.
And then boom, he starts talking and you're like, oh no. Oh no.
First of all, when they said, oh, we'll be in Mars in 4 years. No, you're not.
You don't think so?
I don't give a fuck how much money. No, we can't even get back to the moon yet.
They're putting a flag up there.
We got a fucking 2 people trapped in space.
They're still up there? Oh, fuck, I forgot about them. I forgot about those guys.
Everybody fucking forgets them.
I totally forgot they existed.
Nobody fucking knows their names. If this was the 1960s, it would be on TV every night. Everybody would be candlelight. There's just too many stories now to keep up with any of them.
I mean, they're living the Bowie song.
They
just
are.
Up there.
Yeah.
I mean, we all can. And we talked about it. We were like, oh my God, can you imagine those poor people? We got to get them down. I don't know. Maybe it was the holidays. Something happened. I totally forgot they existed. They're still up there, huh?
There's people who don't even believe they ever went up there. There's people that said, how did they get Christmas hats? You know what I mean? What are they doing with Santa hats?
That's how you know it's a fake.
Yeah, that's how you know it's fucking fake.
Wow. They face more time in space with return delay until March?
Yeah.
These two are like that
And
that
look,
Brendan Dassey kid who just wanted to get home for WrestleMania. Yeah, we'll see.
Here's the thing. Neither one of these two you could pick out of a lineup.
No. If I had to sketch those people, it wouldn't look anything like the people we're looking at.
They should be the two most famous fucking people in America.
Yes.
They are not.
We should be getting, nightly updates from them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're just up there.
They're just up there. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I wonder if there's
no one gives a shit.
Communication though going up there. No, everybody's talking about you down here. Everybody's thinking about you. They have no idea. We all forgot.
Look, there was just an attack in fucking New Orleans. Everyone has forgotten it.
I forgot about
Remember
that
what they said? This guy did not act alone. There's a pod of terrorists in New Orleans. There's a trade show there next week.
That's right.
No one's fucking paying attention to it.
No. We're done with the drones. There were drones flying everywhere. We let them go. You're not worried about the drones?
You can't keep a fucking storyline going in this world.
No. You know why? Because they haven't figured out, there's no payoff.
Right.
They just go like, okay, we're just doing this. And then everybody goes for it and they realize that they're just like treading water.
It's like.
So they just stop.
It's like these TV shows where like, oh, the plane took off and landed 7 years later. We never found out what the fuck happened. Severance is going to fucking disappoint us so fucking bad.
Thank God you're okay, so I am considering starting this thing.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves it so much, I think I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
And Mr. Optimism Travis over here, he loves taking the network side and the suit side. He loves taking the suit side. But he is like, don't worry. They have it all planned out. He also loves Lost, which was horrible.
Yeah, Lost is the one that's disappointed people and they never got over again.
And they shouldn't.
That's like a childhood rape for a lot of people.
It's like a Bob Kelly type thing?
I didn't even think about that, but yes.
Yeah.
Severance is the Bob Kelly of television shows.
Yeah.
It used to be fat, now it's not.
Yeah.
He's severed.
So you think...
No.
Fat Bob and Skinny Bob, they don't...
Everything they've done up to this point, I've loved.
Perfect.
But there's a part of me that remembers what happened. I'm not fucking Charlie Brown. They're going to pull the fucking...
Yeah.
It's
too complicated. And the further you go down the road, the more it's like, in order for us not to see this coming, you're going to have to make it up right before. And if you make it up right before, it's going to be terrible.
That's the interesting thing, because of Reddit and fan sites and all, that they start to write their own stories. And when you don't match that, they're crushed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I didn't even like the last episode of Succession because it wasn't the idea that I had for it.
What was your idea?
I can't even remember now.
But it was still like you were so attached.
I was so attached to it. I think the girl was going to get it from me.
Yeah.
And fucking be mean to her brothers or whatever. But so when that didn't happen, I'm like, this sucks balls. This literally sucks balls. And you know what? I've hated it now from the beginning.
Right. You look back on that show going, you know what show sucks?
This Severance is nerve-wracking because people will slow things down and see what papers are on there and say, this name was on one of the papers they were born. Like, you can't catch it in real time.
Right.
You need a fucking nerd to go out and get all the information. It's like a puzzle.
And are all those details actually done on purpose, or are they like, are we looking too close?
How could they not be?
Right.
How could they not be? But is it like just trying to throw us off at different places?
Yeah.
And Nelly, is she an innie? Is she an outie?
I don't know.
Both fucking work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Both those premises work. But I'll tell you something. This company, Lumen, these guys are fucking assholes.
You think so?
Yeah. I know nobody else. Everyone else is like, Lumen is really cool. No.
That's quite a fan
this
theory.
This idea doesn't fucking work for America.
Travis, where you land on that?
On Lumen?
Lumen.
I hadn't thought of it that way.
He's going anti, not pro.
I hadn't thought of it that way.
I mean, look into like the history of it and the things that they've done. You know what I mean? Throughout the years, not just now, not just severing people's name. They've always been crazy.
I thought they were good.
No,
you thought they were the good?
Wow. I don't watch everything.
They present themselves as good. Like, they'll give the guys a waffle party.
Waffle parties are important.
I know that you think that, but what is happening while you're enjoying a nice waffle?
Probably making them piss in bottles like Amazon.
Yeah. Who's your favorite of the Lumens?
Oh, Irving.
Irving's pretty cool.
Who's your favorite?
That's John Turturro, Sam.
John Turturro rules. And also John Turturro is the only one that was cool enough not to do that pop-up in Grand Central.
Chris Walken wasn't there, was he?
No, he wasn't.
No, Chris Walken wasn't.
Okay, so...
You know what my favorite thing about... Chris Walken had a quote where somebody asked if he watches Severance, and he said, the quote was, "I don't have the equipment." He said, "I don't have the equipment. They send me DVDs." But just the idea that Christopher Walken doesn't have the equipment. There were two things that tickled me over the weekend about Christopher Walken. Number one, he doesn't have the equipment to watch Apple TV. And number two, I've been watching this SNL doc on Peacock, the series that they're doing, and they did a whole episode on just the cowbell skit.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they just talked about how Chris Walken hates it. He said that, like, I think it was Will Ferrell, who, like, you know, Christopher Walken was doing some show or something, and he went to see him backstage, and Christopher Walken said, "You know, that skit, it ruined my life." It's like, everywhere I go, people bring these cowbells. They're just ringing them the whole time.
You know, I got that cue card.
No.
I got the cue card signed by Will Ferrell.
No.
Yeah, and I was from WNEW, and that's how I met Wally, the cue card guy from SNL. He's been the cue card guy for him. I think Seth, maybe the Tonight Show. He's the number one cue card guy.
You have the cue card that says more cowbell?
More cowbell. I got to have more cowbell, I think it is, and it's signed by Will Ferrell.
So you met Wally at NEW?
He called. And
he was a listener.
Yeah, he was a listener, and he called, and we were like, "Fuck, you're the cue card guy. You got to stop by one night." And because he heard his talk, I go, "Last night, I think I saw the greatest, or 2 nights ago, I think I saw the greatest fucking SNL sketch all time." And then he calls and he was like, "I can't believe you said that. It was, I was the cue card guy for that." At the time, he really wanted to be a writer and a producer like his brother Spike, right? Spike Fearson.
His
brother. So then I go, "You got to stop in one night." And he came in with that sign for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
You could put that in a museum now.
Yeah, I know. I think we should do something with it. I'm not sure it's from the actual thing or he just wrote it up again and had Will. It's just sitting somewhere in a closet. We don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even keep anything from my own career.
You don't?
No.
No. You don't have any memorabilia of anything?
Yeah. No. I don't like when people go, can we do a pic from this interview? And I'm like, "Oh, do you really, you know what I mean? I'm ready to leave."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that stuff just doesn't mean a lot to me.
I think you said something about it on Instagram during the pandemic when I was just, we were all buying weird shit.
Yeah.
I bought a vintage Ron and Ron shirt.
Oh, yeah, I remember
the
that.
all-over print Ron and Ron shirt?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. That thing was really wacky.
Yeah. It was like you guys, and it was like, it said Ron and Ron and the station logo on it, and then but it had like weird, like orange kind of splatter print.
Yeah, it doesn't even
over it.
It doesn't even make sense. No sense at all.
No.
You know, in the early days when you do radio, you do wear your own shirt.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if that came up now. Like if Sirius tried to give you a hat, you're like, "Come on, man, I can't put that on. It looks ridiculous."
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
But when you're a kid, fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you said that when you saw that skit, that you immediately were like, "I think I just saw the greatest skit I've ever seen." Because in the doc, and I don't remember, because in the doc they said it was the DVD. Like remember they were putting out like SNL DVDs, the best of this guy, the best of that guy. And they put out the best of Will Ferrell, and that skit was on it. And they said that's what really blew the skit up, and college kids started passing it around. And now I don't remember if I saw it live or I saw it on the DVD, and then I think I saw it live.
So what you're saying is I got an unbelievable eye for comedy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's why, look,
you should build a lineup.
Here's what the thing is. I got 5 newcomers.
Tell me about them.
Joe List,
right?
Keith Robinson, Bonnie McFarlane, Robert Kelly, and I'll say it myself, Ron Bennington. We're going to be at the Mecca of comedy. That's the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square, Wednesday, February 5th. This is a 7 p.m. show. I like to get in early, get out early.
Yeah.
Go to NewYorkComedyAllstars.com or NYComedyAllstars.com on Instagram. I talked to the Hard Rock. I said, can we have just famous comedians clothes on the walls that night? You know, you
That's
take
so
down the
smart.
Van Halen, you take down the Rolling Stones.
Right.
You know what I mean? You put
Here's-
a David Brenner
Right.
up there.
Jim Gaffigan's pants.
Old pants.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
was
he wouldn't
big.
wear these now.
Not the Ozempic pants that he's walking around.
Right, the big pants.
Yeah. Did you see the new special?
Gaffigan's new
Yeah.
special? I haven't seen it yet.
He's like, I can't eat food. I don't like it. I don't like it. Why doesn't he eat food?
I gotta check that out.
But it's going to be a fun night.
I can't wait. I can't wait to check it out. We have to take a break. I don't know. Are you sticking around, or you gotta go get ready for your show?
I'm going to go leave.
Okay.
But I wanted to come in. I think the chemistry works with all of us. You know what I mean?
You got to split before, because we got to leave on a high note.
Yeah.
That way, you got to leave them wanting more.
I
get
say,
the money up.
I go, you get a taste. You know what I mean? You get a taste. And I feel like all the producers are fucking rocking it today.
Yeah.
Everybody's, putting stuff up. Headphones are on in this room.
That's right.
So
Troy had to leave one time to piss, but other than that, it was fine.
You know what, Troy?
That was a marathon. I was holding on by a thread.
Can I tell you? I do coke, so I know that thing of I just got to get up for a minute and then I'll come back with a lot of energy.
That's good. You started doing that again?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good to hear.
A lot of people don't know. I'm the one who got Artie back on it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad you did that.
I got him back on it because I felt like he was funnier then.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, today's been great, so obviously it's doing good for you.
I think it'd do good for everybody right now. Don Jr. proves it.
Let's take a break. We'll do a couple
Seriously,
lines.
I'll probably be back tomorrow, or we're going to wait. To say you're going to try some more other people this week.
Yeah. Well, look, we got Greg Stone and Anthony DeVito
You're
tomorrow.
You're going to be fucking kidding me, man. Those fucking assholes.
I didn't know this was. I didn't know we were. I thought you just guessed. I didn't know it was audition.
Can I tell you something? Both of those guys are Ron Bennington wannabes.
Wow.
And they weren't even friends until I brought them in.
They didn't.
Who else is coming in?
Do we have anybody else on the books?
Not for this week. We're only auditioning Ron and Greg and Anthony.
They didn't tell me these were auditions.
Well, I want you to be natural.
Oh,
that's nice.
It's like when Portnoy goes to a pizza place. They don't tell him ahead of time.
Right.
Yeah, I think they do.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think they call. There's a pizza place that I know that looks like they're designing a pizza for him. It's a place in Jersey, and I'm like, they didn't make pizza before, and now they do, and it looks like a Portnoy pizza that he would jack to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, this was a pleasure today.
That's the highest ranking, by the way. I jacked to this.
Yeah. The Fly Jock's got to, catch a plane.
You got to catch a flight.
At noon show.
Yes, Bennington will be on at noon right here on Sirius XM 103. And, of course, New York Comedy All-Stars live at the Hard Rock Cafe, February 5th, 7 p.m. with Ron, Keith Robinson, Robert Kelly, Joe List, Bonnie McFarlane. Thank you, Ron. And
Thank you. Make sure you plug that all week in front of Greg.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, like Greg Stone now. He fucked up.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with Sam Roberts Show. We're back with Sam Roberts.
Like, as big and popular as Shane is right now, he probably led to Notre Dame having way more fan support than they usually do. You know what I mean? Like a lot of Shane Gillis fans just rooting. I got the inauguration. Yeah. That's how I talk about the audience and voting, and everything's American Idol to me. The amount of Shane Gillis fans that were probably just rooting for Notre Dame just for more chaos from Shane. Unfortunately, Ohio State was able to conquer Notre Dame.
And they were probably feeling real good because Notre Dame scored first. They had like the perfect drive to start the game.
It's like, okay, you got to play.
Took a ton of time off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ohio State finally got the ball.
Yeah, well, they're Ohio State, Yeah. They won 34-23 in the national championship game of college football last night. So, congratulations to Ohio State anyway.
And to Notre Dame for getting that far.
Yeah, Notre Dame did really, really well. But it goes back to what we were talking about, you know? I'm sure that it's probably a tough pill to swallow. Like, it couldn't have been easy. Travis, as happy as you are, if you just look at the Ravens season, you have to go, man, that was a great season.
It was a great season, but it was a failure.
Right. And you probably need to remove...
I mean, I don't watch the Ravens the same way I watch, like, the Orioles. Like, when we... When they were good, like the Orioles, like 2 or 3 years ago, and they got to the playoffs, and nobody expected it, and it was like, that was such a great season. I'm just happy with that. The Ravens, like, this is like Super Bowl or it's a failure, you know?
Right? Because they're a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, but they just keep beating themselves.
I see. So you're not giving the Bills anything.
Well, no. Now I have to root for the Bills because I'm not rooting for Kansas City.
I see. Because you think it's fixed.
Yeah, of course it's fixed.
You can't root for the
Mahomes
legacy.
Just standing on the field, just waiting for somebody to hit him so he gets a penalty call.
Somebody hit. Hey, we had a thing. I had spoken to this guy. He's going to call a penalty if you guys could just hit me real quick.
I mean, come on. These calls are insane. No, so now for me, it's Bills, Washington. Ultimately, I would love to see Washington win. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Wow. I mean, to win the Super Bowl, that would be nuts.
Yeah. Well, because when they drafted Jaden Daniels, like, last year, everybody's like, oh, cool, they'll be good in, like, a couple of years.
And they're really good right now.
And they're really good. And they're playing the way a team like that should play, which is zero expectations. Like, we are here, and nobody expected us to be here. There's no pressure on us. Like, there was pressure on the Lions. Like,
but don't you want to see? People love the underdog.
No, if you start saying, like, don't you want to see the Chiefs, like, win third time? No.
First of all, I wasn't going to say it like that with that tonality.
Okay, that's how you sound.
That's not how I sound.
Okay. Someone's going to die.
You would say it more like this. Don't you want to see the animated? That's more me. But people don't like seeing greatness be great. That's why people don't listen to this show as much as they should.
Yeah.
Because no, people don't like seeing that. They don't like seeing greatness be great if it's too great.
Yeah, and people don't like overstaying your welcome in sports.
But if you're great, you should be there for as long as humanly possible, and then go out like Aaron Rodgers, you know? Like a hump.
Oh.
Be great until you can prove that it's not there anymore, and then you leave.
Everybody loved when the Chiefs won that first Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Because they hadn't been there. It was young kids. Everybody still liked Mahomes. Everybody liked Kelsey.
The idea that you can do something like...
Fuck those guys.
That's right. And it's crazy. The idea that you could do something truly unique, special, not just for a season, to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Like,
I don't want to see that.
You don't want to see greatness be great. That's like being like, Jordan should have stopped at 5 rings. He didn't need all 6.
Jordan wasn't hateable, though.
Jordan wasn't hateable?
No. Not to me, at least.
I mean... I don't know. Did you hear about what was happening around Jordan? That's the first time I've ever heard
all of those documentaries.
I don't want to say anything because he may take it personally. He literally had a guy kicked off the Olympic team because he didn't like him.
Yeah,
they're not hateable.
I don't know. I guess I mean,
I think it's because we were young when Jordan.
That's the thing.
When Jordan was around, we were young. We just liked him like we like superheroes.
I couldn't make yes.
But if you were a real sports fan when he was around, I'm sure Knicks fans hated him.
That's a great point because I was just watching it superficially.
Of course, you
as a kid.
Yeah,
I'm not like online reading everybody's think pieces.
No, you're watching him on Spike Lee commercials and nothing but net for McDonald's and
now I'm like, Now I just see Mahomes like trying his absolute hardest not to get hit because he's such a fragile human being. And Travis Kelce just crushing it in the playoffs every year. I don't hate him.
It's because you're a Swiftie.
But I'm tired of Mahomes.
You don't like? What do you like? You just like Mahomes, or you just like his brother?
I don't even care about his brother.
I see.
His brother is so off my radar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care about him.
Well, he's about to have a big comeback because TikTok's back.
That's right.
TikTok's back, baby. Right. So the Eagles beat the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that
was a good game.
That was a lock. That was a good game.
That was your lock. Yeah, you got one lock right.
That was a lock. I mean, Commanders Detroit was easily game of the weekend.
Easily.
It was insane, that game. And it was one of those games that from start to finish, not one of those like slow start or the middle was boring or whatever. Start to finish, it was amazing.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun.
It was an upset. And that's why that's the fun of this season, right? The idea that you have one team that's like this legacy now that could be great on a level that we have rarely seen before. Or this amazing underdog story of a team that you never thought you would see this season. So it's great either way. Like, both of those teams are amazing. But, I mean, yeah, I still...
Are you still rooting for the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Is that...
Yeah, I want greatness to be great.
Okay.
Until it's not great anymore.
Okay.
I mean, it's like Tom Brady. People were shitting on Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we don't like greatness being great.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're not that great, so why should they get to be that great? And then you had the Chiefs and the referees, as it says in my notes.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Maybe I should start writing these myself. beating the Texans, who, by the way, I did see one of the special teams players shoved the coach. He shoved the coach of the team. And I was like, why did he do that? Do we have an explanation? First of all, what was his name?
Chris Boyd.
Chris Boyd, he started the game with a silly penalty after ripping his helmet off. He then appeared to shove special teams coach Frank Ross. I mean,
this is literally the first play of the game.
Appeared to shove. I saw a picture, and that was a shove to the chest. Somebody hashtag Chris Boyd a bitch. That's not nice.
Throws his helmet off.
Okay, there's the... I mean, what do you mean appears to shove? That's a shot, and he shoved him hard. It's a good thing that special teams
and then he
coach,
wanted more.
Yeah, he did, because he didn't knock him. He almost knocked him over.
Yeah.
Did he have to explain that? Mm-hmm. I would imagine that's going to require a serious explanation to avoid, really significant penalties.
I mean, just being benched by your team. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Right. I'd suspend him for the rest of the season.
Well, this is what he said.
For
the rest of the season,
yeah,
really?
That's right. I don't think he should play one game for the rest of the season.
You roll with an iron fist.
Well, that's me. That's me. If I'm Roger Goodell, I'd insist upon it.
All right. Troy, Mike, take notes.
Yeah. This guy is out for the season as far as I'm concerned.
Play, what happened there?
Oh, just lit emotions. Thought it was a great play. It was a dumb play. Just keep the helmet on, play smart. That's it.
And then, did you shove Frank or you all?
No, if you go, and another thing, it was, I wasn't shoving nobody.
Oh, okay. First of all. Right, you know what? Suspension lifted. He can continue to play. Number one, there were two things I didn't realize. I didn't realize that we were dealing with lit emotions, and that's going to...
Well, it's football.
But can you write that down? Because that is absolutely going to come in handy.
Lit emotions?
Yeah, when McClure starts asking me, why would you do that? Why would you... when he goes, why'd you keep Ron in for 2 hours? You didn't take one break. I go, well, no, that was just lit emotions. That's all that was. So lit emotions is an excuse I'm definitely going to use in the future. And
no,
also,
honey, you don't understand.
That was just lit emotions. I asked you to take the trash out. You didn't take the trash out. Yeah, my emotions were super lit at the time. So you got to cut me some slack on that one. And also just pure and utter denial. Actually, I didn't shove anybody.
Well, whoever's asking the questions gives him that opportunity because he says, did you shove him?
Did you shove him? He's like, no, as a matter of fact, I didn't shove one person.
No, I did not.
No.
I don't know why you would ask me that.
That is actually coming out of nowhere. No.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Did you shove Frank or you all?
No, if you go, and another thing, it was, I wasn't shoving nobody. I was trying to shake everybody's hand.
Wait. Okay, first of all, he starts it. No, if you go back, and he's like, maybe I shouldn't have them go back to watch the tape. I'm just going to go with, I wasn't shoving anybody. And then did he just say he was...
I was turned.
I see. I didn't realize he was turned.
I wasn't shoving nobody. I was trying to shake everybody's hand because I thought that was
trying to shake everybody's hand.
Hey, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You guys better stay away from me after today's show because I'm going to be looking to shake some hands, and I can already tell you, we got 20 minutes left, that I'm going to be turned.
No. I was trying to shake the coach's hand because I just made a great play.
You ever try to shake a man's hand while turned?
No.
It's not. Well, exactly. No. A lot of people think it's shoving. It isn't. It isn't at all.
Shake everybody's hand because I thought that was what I said, a turnover. When I looked up, I seen white and everybody pointing the other direction, so I was turning, emotions going, and I threw my helmet and I'm just lit. I always do that.
Oh, my God.
But it was a bad play, and he told me that, and then he grabbed me and pulled me to the side and was like, hey, like, that wasn't nothing good, you know. Like, I know what you was going through, but that was actually a penalty. And we need you, like I said, he told me we need you to lock in. You know, it's just 6 seconds. We got a whole ball game to play.
No, he said everything I did was great, and, you know, we just got to keep playing, but I was turned.
I can't believe how calm the conversation was after that instance. He must have known that the attempt was for a handshake. However, being both turned and lit at the same time, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna make everybody have the wrong interpretation of what's going on.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Make a mental note.
Lit emotions.
Just know when you're lit and turned.
Lit and turned.
Don't forget about being turned. And he went to shake a guy's hand, shoved him in the chest, knocked him back about 6 feet. You know, that's going to happen. So that was great. And then, of course, Bills over Ravens, 27-25.
Devastating.
Went down to the wire.
I fell to the floor.
Did you think you were going to have it?
I mean, I watched half the game on mute because I just couldn't handle it. Like, this was just like last year when they faced the Chiefs in the championship game, and it was close the whole time, but it felt like they were 20 points behind the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They just can't get there.
Like, I'm texting with my dad, like, oh, the season's over, and they're only down 7, but I'm like, it doesn't feel like they're down 7. It feels like the way that they're playing, the interceptions, the fumbles, it doesn't
Momentum's wrong.
The momentum was wrong the entire time. And then when Mark Andrews fumbled that ball when they're driving and just down by 5, then it's like, oh, well, we're fucked. Like, there's no way. Right? It was his first fumble in 6 years.
Man. So,
but no, when they scored at the end with like a minute and a half left, did I think they were gonna tie the game? I thought if they could just run the ball in, they would have, and it looked like it was a good play, Mike. Like
he was open. The leverage was there.
Like it was a great formed play. It looked like they were running it in.
Yeah,
and then to pass it to Andrews, like it was a good play, and then he just dropped it.
It should have been completed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was. And
it was the only. That's it, and then
that's it because they've got one time. Like that's it. They can't control the clock anymore. Like that's the game. That was devastating. That was rough,
man.
That was rough. Well, but like, you know, there's a reason why that was like a 1.5 point game. Like, you know, they were equally good. But the Ravens just beat themselves. They just keep beating themselves.
Plus, Buffalo's dedicated this entire season to OJ and the memory of OJ.
And it's like, how can you go against destiny?
Do you think it could be an Angels in the outfield scenario where the spirit of OJ is helping the Bills?
Do you think OJ maybe like tripped Mark Andrews?
I do. Or I think he maybe attempted to murder him. But forgot he had a ghost knife, so it didn't do the stabbing properly. Yeah.
And certainly with the Hamas news this week, he is gonna put out a hell of a pregame speech.
Sure, you bet.
Probably a lot of talk about hang gliders and music festivals.
You bet.
To KC.
You bet.
Yeah, that was rough.
So, do you want Kansas City to lose in the Super Bowl or to lose
to Buffalo? I don't want them in the Super Bowl. I'm tired of seeing Kansas City.
But don't you think Washington, Kansas City would be like the greatest thing? I mean, it's literally perfect.
Washington, Kansas City?
Yeah.
Does Washington win? Like in this dream scenario? No, I don't think
the Heels. Of course, the Heels always got to win. Of course, we got to get them back next season. The Heels got to win.
Look,
I'm not giving. No. This is not a babyface season.
Kansas City, Philadelphia is what the NFL.
Did you just call him Kansas Silly?
Did I?
I think you did that on purpose. I think you're being disrespectful.
Like, that's the Super Bowl that the NFL wants.
Kansas City, Washington.
No,
or Philly. Yeah. That's the one. But I mean, because that's the on paper.
Right.
The two best teams that have been the two best teams for all kind of season long and have the biggest fan bases.
I want the opposite.
Those are the dynasty teams. You want Bills.
I want Bills Redskins.
Bills Redskins is rough.
I mean, it's happened before.
Yeah. Yes, it has.
It'd be a great vintage Super Bowl.
Yeah. Like, that's what I want.
It feels like that's a Super Bowl for football fans.
Fine.
Which is exactly what the NFL doesn't want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want for my stories, I want Washington, Kansas City.
But I mean,
and I want Washington to almost get it. And then
Why?
Kansas, and then here's what I want.
You're so mean.
I know, it's a mean thing. This is what I want. I want Washington to almost get it.
Do you want them to be in the lead and then lose it, or do you want them to almost win?
No, I want them to start in the lead.
Okay.
I want them to have a great first half.
Mm-hmm. Go into the locker room feeling good.
I want the third quarter to be rough.
Hope to watch a little Kendrick, but you're probably not going to be allowed to.
Right, but at least to see if he says the word. Which should be a prop bet.
I'm sure some offshore.
I mean, Jim and I still have a $100 bet.
Some offshore Bovada book is going to make will Drake say pedophile, or will Kendrick say pedophile?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But then I want there, like, maybe in the third quarter to be a questionable call from a referee.
Okay, which, I mean, that's going to happen.
100%. I don't want that to be the last play. I want it to be the momentum shifting play. And then for another quarter and a half, say, Kansas City comes back and wins the game. And that way, like...
Is it close at the end?
Not like a blowout, but not super close.
Okay.
Like they didn't, but...
Like they win by like 9.
Something like that.
Okay.
But you can go back to that play. That's what I'd like to see. I mean,
and I can come in on Monday and be like, that was a fucking bullshit penalty.
And I'm going to go like, you just don't like greatness right in front of your face. That's the best.
Okay.
That's the best. And like for the whole industry of sports, everybody does better when they can complain about something.
Well, yeah. Where's the fun in being like, that was a great game?
Exactly. Which is why what results in the most complaints? Almost getting there.
But on the other hand, we're all saying Washington-Detroit was the best game of the weekend, and there was no like, well, they only won because...
That's true. If I could watch any of these games again, which I probably can because we have DVR technology, Washington-Detroit is the game. Although, I mean, that was it was the underdog story. It was a happy ending.
Oh, that's one of the biggest upsets in the playoffs.
It was just a fascinating game to watch.
It was a fascinating game to watch. Although Detroit, like... it's not like Detroit has had that many great seasons.
No, they haven't. But I mean, they're built now for win.
Yes, they deserve to. I mean, did you see?
All they had to do was win 2 home games to get to the Super Bowl.
I know. My dad was distraught.
I mean, between Detroit fan?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, between yesterday, the inauguration, and Detroit on Sunday, I got to check in with Dad. Actually, he's not doing well.
Mike, what Super Bowl do you want to see?
I don't want. Well, so obviously this conference championship game, if
is the Super Bowl.
This is
worst.
This is the worst case scenario
for you as a Cowboys fan
in the NFC. Unless if you swapped the Giants for the Commanders, I would hate that more because Commanders fans are kind of like they're a very like milquetoast bunch. Whereas
we just had poor Peter. He was on last week.
Well, all right, sure, except for those working in the entertainment industry. But generally speaking, like, Giants fans, it's a lot of, like, douchey finance bros from New York.
Okay.
Eagles fans are, their reputation sort of precedes them.
I see one on the internet.
So, yeah, them, you want neither of them to win.
Well, what are Cowboys fans like?
Cowboys fans, there are a lot of shitty Cowboys fans.
Okay.
I am not a fan of our fan base.
Okay.
A lot of guys with like flat brimmed Cowboys hats, chin strap beards, and Terrell Owens jerseys.
Interesting. T.O. is
the doppelganger of the douchebag Cowboys fan.
Okay. Okay, that's very fair.
But Yeah, I would not like to see Philly in the Super Bowl. I have too many Philly friends, so I can't give them the satisfaction.
I get that.
I'd probably
too many friends that would enjoy that.
I know. I don't want.
Yeah,
I
you don't want your friends that.
Fuck them. Yeah,
That's right.
Fuck Philly forever.
No, that's a good point. Good point.
So are you just rooting for the AFC?
So yeah, and then we get into the minutia where it's like, well, if Josh Allen continues to not make it to the Super Bowl, Lamar hasn't made it to the Super Bowl, that Dak Prescott argument starts getting weaker and weaker with all these other quarterbacks not finding success.
Look, you got personal.
Playoff Lamar is a thing.
Oh, I'd like to talk about playoff Jared Goff, too.
I'm not sitting here defending Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
Yeah, there was some sloppy quarterback play in this tournament.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess KC Washington with a KC win is probably my best case scenario.
Okay. You want to keep seeing Josh Allen fail?
I have. He seems like such a nice guy, but
he does.
For the sake of keeping up appearances.
I get it.
I want greatness to succeed, and Mike wants to see failure, pure and utter failure. I mean, it's the same result. And Troy, you'll be watching for Kendrick, the halftime show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm rooting for that word.
Yeah.
Troy, I'll let you know if I find somewhere to bet it. I'll let you know. You can throw me some cash. I'll place a bet for you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because you're on yes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a yes.
Yes,
it's a yes.
And if he doesn't, the whole crowd will.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be said, but I do think Kendrick will say it. I do. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Everybody wants it. You got to give the people what they want.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah. Well,
great weekend for sport.
Great weekend last week. It'll be a great weekend this weekend. Those are like. I mean, the NFL must be like so psyched about the way this is all turned out.
Yeah, they're two good championship games.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And, I mean, most of the options for the Super Bowl are very strong, except for the one that you want, Travis.
Washington
Bills.
Yeah, that's a great Super Bowl. Sign me up.
It's not. Yeah. I don't know if it has the marquee value.
Everybody's still watching anyway.
They are.
They are. This isn't like the World Series where it's like, oh, we really want.
That is interesting, isn't it? That like the World Series
matters.
The team's making an incredible difference.
Yes.
Whereas the Super Bowl, it really doesn't matter.
I mean, if we get Washington Buffalo, then the 2 weeks leading up, we get all of the replays.
Yeah.
Of the old Buffalo Super Bowl,
and those are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Even though you know how it ends.
Yeah.
It's always fun to watch. I was watching I saw some Instagram reel. There was some old footage of like Bills fans watching the last Super Bowl that they were in. And it was just like, video recorded footage.
Sure.
Like time capsule and just watching the highs and then the lows.
I was a Bills fan when I was a kid. That was my team when I was a kid.
Because of OJ? Because you knew?
I loved OJ. I did. I said there's two things I love on this planet: Buffalo Bills and Hertz Rent a Car. And if I'm going to see a movie, it's The Naked Gun. That's what I always said. No, I think it was because it was the New York team that was going to the Super Bowl. Because that was when you're a little kid and they keep going to the Super Bowl. I mean, they were losing, but yeah, I was a Bills fan as a kid. Okay. When I wasn't watching. I was a kid.
Yeah.
You're peripherally watching.
Your dad didn't like steer you into like.
No, my dad was a maniac. He was wearing a Red Sox hat at Yankee Stadium. Like, I couldn't trust him.
But for football, it could have been different.
And now my kid's coming home going like, Dad, what's a homer? And I go, what do you mean, what's a homer? And he's like, Pop said I was a homer.
Good for your dad.
And my wife is like, why is he saying that? Like, doesn't you? And I go, it's baseball above everything. Like, there's no like, oh, that's not a nice thing to say to your grandson. It's baseball above everything.
Doesn't matter.
No.
You know what your dad's got? Lit emotions.
Yeah, yeah, that's what he said. I said, why would you say he's a homer? He was like, I was turned. I don't even think I said that. I was turned at the time. No, I completely respected that he said that, and I explained to him what a homer was, and yeah, and now he roots against the Red Sox, and he tells them the Red Sox are skibbity.
That's so funny.
There's a whole rivalry going on.
And there's probably many times, 80% of the time, 90%. Your dad is treating his grandson like his grandson.
100%, unless they're talking about the baseball.
Then It's just you're a person.
Right. And it's no like, oh, you're 7 years old. You're just kind of making this stuff up as you go. It's like I'm talking to another. How could you like this team?
Fully formed human.
Yeah. It's like, he's never watched a full game. He thinks the Rizzler is a better hitter than Aaron Judge. Like, he saw a video.
I saw that video.
Yeah, he said, Dad, Aaron Judge is the best, right? I go, yeah, he's the best. And he goes, the Rizzler's better.
It's hard to argue.
And it's like, yeah. And we're going to get more of that info out there. I mean, it's a big time. The whole Mahomes family is winning with TikTok after only a few hours returning. And I guess there are rumors that CapCut might be coming back as well.
Are there?
Somebody sent me a thing that said CapCut is back, but I haven't checked, so I don't know for sure.
Let me see.
It wasn't last night.
Oh, boy.
That's a real pain in the ass, isn't
I'm
it?
so pissed about that right now, bro.
Instagram's got you. Don't worry.
Instagram thing doesn't come out until February.
March.
What?
March 15th, I think.
Oh, well, what am I? Oh, great. March 15th.
Oh,
Well-
it looks like it's back. Wait,
Is it?
I think so. Yeah. Or at least on my app. I have to check my desktop.
Hey.
That's what's up.
Oh, yeah. People are saying CapCut's back.
Okay, see? So, maybe it's not so bad. Trump got his CapCut and TikTok back.
8 hours ago, people were posting
That it's back.
CapCut's back.
It was actually funny because people went into, what was it, Saturday night, late Saturday night, right? The TikTok went down?
Yeah, because nobody was expecting it till Sunday.
Yeah, because the group chat was lit.
Oh, yeah, it was lit.
Travis, Hot Dog, and myself were all trying to figure out what exactly was going on. And so, when TikTok went down, some people were panicking. They were like, oh, no, I never thought it would go away. Like, there are people that make their money this way. There are people that this is where their fame comes from. There are people that just like it. And it's like, the truth is, I could not have cared less if TikTok was around or not. I don't care. It's just another place to post podcast clips. What difference does it make to
Has
me?
Cheyenne been feigning outrage to fit in with the younger generation?
It does feel like his MO, doesn't it? He would hate to hear you say that. He denies that to this day and argues it. However, Mike, you make a compelling
There's some
case.
real truth to that statement.
But so, I posted on my Instagram stories the message that you got when you opened TikTok like everybody else did that said, TikTok is down. We're trying to work out a deal, but, we're illegal now. Yeah, and I think, too, and remember, we were talking about it on the show last week. Your theory, Travis, was that TikTok would go, not be available in the App Store, but you could just keep using it. I don't think any of us realized they were going to put that wall up so you couldn't do anything. And then
They did that on their own.
Right.
And I have a theory about that, but
Okay. What's the theory?
well, just that this was all
Orchestrated
to
publicity?
make Trump look better.
Right, possibly. Very, very possibly.
Yeah.
But then, so whatever, I was kind of laughing to myself at the people panicking about TikTok and posting things about what they're going to do. And I'm like, Jesus, they take this stuff really seriously. And then the text alert goes off. And it's just Cheyenne Hot Dog saying, wait, they got CapCut too? And without even checking, I just responded, no.
No, you idiot.
No. And I start looking, and they're like, CapCut's gone. I went, no, because CapCut is this video application that's on your phone and your desktop, but it just makes everything so simple. You just upload a video off your phone, you can add captions to it, you can make it vertical, it's perfect. It's built for idiots. Right, Troy?
Absolutely.
My man.
I can do that, no problem.
So I'm like, no, and then I open CapCut, and the first thing is it opens, but the auto-generating subtitles isn't working. Ooh. And I went, oh no. And then it stopped working altogether. So all of a sudden, all the people that I was making fun of for their TikTok not working, I was sitting there going, where's CapCut? We can't lose CapCut. Where's this going to go?
This was the message yesterday that was posted.
Okay, this said, and this is on the desktop version?
This was on the desktop yesterday.
That's crazy. It said, sorry, a law banning CapCut has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use CapCut for now. Rest assured, we're working to restore our services in the U.S. Please stay tuned. Now, I'm willing to have the Chinese spy on me if I can still use CapCut, I think. I came to that conclusion very quickly.
Same.
You know what I mean? Because
because it is idiot proof, and it's like, okay, fine, take my information.
And I use it most days. All the clips that you see. Even when I post a clip before the show of hey, here's what we might talk about tomorrow. And there's captions. I mean, you can see the difference. I used the Instagram caption last night. Did it look as good, Travis?
It looked fine.
It looked stupid.
I thought so too.
CapCut's so much better.
Okay.
I thought so too.
You're right. I was trying to pump you up and be like,
I
you're
appreciate
doing great,
that.
buddy.
I appreciate that.
People love those videos.
They love the videos.
No, your part was great.
But
you did an awesome job.
They need the nice caption.
That's right.
And that's what I was doing. It really elevates it.
It does.
It adds a production value. And so then I just became another one of these TikTok kids that were going, I need my app back too. I don't care about the consequences. I need my app back.
Do unto others.
That's right.
You never know what people are going through.
No, you're right. You're right. And I realized
somebody may have lost TikTok. Somebody may have lost CapCut.
No. And I realized my emotions were too lit.
Trump's here and we're back.
Well, did you see... Did you see Trump, as he was signing executive orders, he actually made a comment about it. He talked about... Somebody asked him... I don't even know if the executive order was about TikTok, but somebody asked him about it, about why... Because it really isn't about face. Like, he really was anti all this stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that was like...
There's a whole montage of him saying, like, this is why I'm banning TikTok.
But, like... He says it's like, you shouldn't be doing this, you know, as if there's any morality to it whatsoever. But I think a lot of the stuff Trump says, as if he's like, you know, and the way he runs the country, is like when you negotiate a radio contract on the air. When you're saying things like, I don't know if I'm coming back, but you are coming back. You're just trying to, you know, get a better deal. I think that's generally what Trump is doing when he's saying things. But here's his explanation as to why he is giving us back our beautiful, wonderful apps.
The U.S. essentially would be paid for doing that half of the value of TikTok.
Would there be a private sector owner as
Could
well?
Be, yeah, it could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
You wanted to block TikTok. Why did you change your mind?
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that. But you know, when you take a look at telephones that are made in China and all the other things that are made in China, military equipment made in China, TikTok, I think TikTok is not their biggest problem. But there's big value in TikTok if it gets approved. If it doesn't get approved, there's no value. So if we create that value, business. Why aren't we entitled to like half?
That's business. That's business. I do love that all of a sudden it's like privacy of children. I don't care. Like, what difference does that make?
We got bigger problems.
Who cares? Yeah. We got. I mean, okay. Oh boy, the Chinese have all the information about our young children. Okay.
Can I make $1 off it?
Yeah. He's like, you know who wants it? Rich people. You know who I like?
Rich people.
Rich people. We're fitting to make some money. So there we go, and we're gonna get our. As long as we look, TikTok can still exist as long as I get my CapCut back. That's fine. That's fine. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here for today. Again, thanks to Ron Bennington. Make sure you check out the comedy show, Comedy All Stars at the Hard Rock Cafe. What a lineup on February 5th. Tomorrow we'll have Anthony DeVito and Greg Stone in here from the Welcome to Talktown podcast. We'll see you then. Have a good time. Have a good time.
This has been Sam Roberts Show. If you missed anything or want to hear it all over again, check out Sam Roberts Show on the SXM app. Sirius XM Channel 103. Faction Talk.
For like 25 grand.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And it's an anthology movie, so I mean, to stretch 25 grand.
Yeah, it's 5 stories.
That's great. So that's $5 a story.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and they're all different genres. It's really, really fun.
Oh, really? So it's not all like...
Yeah, one's a giallo.
That's great.
One's found footage. It's all are very different. It's really funny director, writer, Brandon Basham. He did... Fear City, USA, as well as The Slashing and The Slashing 2, The Final Beginning.
That's great. So I love when somebody does an anthology horror movie right. Like, they're not done that often, but when somebody when they really hit, they're just so fun.
Everybody wants to make one until they realize the scope of it.
Yeah. You think about like the fact that like these things that you love. First of all, I love that you're still like live tweeting pro wrestling too. As if any of your followers, like all your followers are comedy
100%
followers.
for me.
Yeah. That's why I respect it so much, because everything that you do is like 100% for you. It's like, what are the things that I love? I'm just going to keep doing those.
Yeah, so if somebody wants me on a set and they match my day rate, hey, I'll be there.
Yeah, you want me naked? You want me clothed? Whatever you need.
Figure it out, you know? And it's been...
That's beautiful.
It's been fun. My goal is I want to be like, you know the guy that just passed away, Leslie Jordan, the little gay guy?
Yeah.
He would just show up and like he would be in like Will and Grace, but then he would be in like... You know, Puppet Master 5.
Right.
That's what I want. I just want to just show up in anything.
I think that's what Bruce Willis was doing, like right before it was like, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
except
work
he
at all
didn't know
anymore.
he was there.
He did not. No.
No, he's got an earpiece in.
Right. They're like, just say these things.
Yeah, there's a reason he doesn't get up in any of those last few movies.
Right. But he's on the box cover.
Yeah, he certainly is.
So, you know, talking about you getting to do all these things that you love. I know, and you sent me a clip, which I very much enjoyed. You've been doing commentary for the Insane Clown Posse's wrestling...
Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Which was formerly known as...
Champion Shit Wrestling.
Which I feel like is better branding.
That was when they were reviewing other companies' wrestling.
Right, Cactus Sack.
Yeah, they would buy Japanese... Well, they would bootleg Japanese matches and do commentary over them. But now it's changed because we have our own roster. There's going to be our 25th anniversary.
Look at that. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm a company man. Oh, yeah, somebody learned real quick to weasel their way up and be a company man. So, yeah, I've been the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah, it's awesome. And, but you've also, like, created a relationship with the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, that kind of backwards happened. They, Violent J had done a couple of podcasts. Then he came to Skankfest last year, had a blast.
Because I remember, like, I feel like it was not that long ago. I think that you hit me up, or that I hit you up. We were talking about the fact that you had Violent J in studio on your show.
Yeah, he came down to Gas,
and just the fact that he was in studio was like, holy shit, this dream come true. This is great.
And then he just, I wound up getting the Gathering last year.
Yes,
and the one night of the Gathering, they're like, hey, do you want to do commentary for Bloody Mania, their pay-per-view? And I thought they meant on a match.
Right.
They just put me out there.
Like, you thought it was like, come in as a guest, I'm a comedian, but I'll jump in on this match.
And I did the whole pay-per-view. Yeah, and then a few months ago, one of their lead announcers had to take another job. And Violent J was like, hey, do you think you could do commentary for a full taping? And I was like, yeah, I think I could handle that. He's like, can you leave? It was like Friday. He's like, can you leave Tuesday? And I went, for how long? He goes, 9 days straight. And I was like, yeah, sure.
For you, Violent J?
And I was like, where am I staying? He's like, you could be on my RV.
What?
Yeah, I was supposed to be in a passenger van with the wrestlers. And then he goes, you know what? You want to travel with me? And I'm like, yes, papa. So I just hung out with him for, dude, there was a point
9 days
where it was like 10 a.m. Both of us are just, we don't have the shit on. And we're getting Arby's breakfast. And I was like, this is the lowest point in American culture.
Yeah.
Is me and Violent J sleepily getting Arby's.
Yeah, as humans.